That's all good, homie. Dalton, you're there and ready?
I guess.
I hear him.
Right?
You're very
Yes.
soft today. I'll turn you up.
Legend, you there?
Maybe it's because you're not calling him Kaiser. He's in character.
Kaiser, you there?
Dalton, can you speak for a second? I'm trying to adjust your volume.
Yeah.
Who's Dalton? There's only Daniel.
Shut up.
Quiet, you. Go back to your corner.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I have you up at 152%, and you're still pretty light.
Oh, I hear Dalton fine.
I'm just not talking loud.
Oh, I'll turn
Yeah,
you up more then.
I hear him fine though.
Well, that's good for you, sir.
Yeah, congrats, Kyle.
Well, no, I'm wondering if it's her because she was complaining about her speakers earlier, and so I didn't know.
No. I was complaining that the speakers are shitty, but I still can hear people normally.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, the plot thickens like my mac and cheese.
You and cheese.
Yes. All right.
His epic love affair with cheese.
I am going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in 5 to 10 because I got a mean shit approaching. So, hopefully before then, we have a Kaiser. Oh wait. Oh, it looks like Lyrix rolled a D1000. I'm sorry, but 574 is not enough to keep your character alive. Damn shit.
Did someone die?
No.
Pish
Yeah,
died.
he rolled
No,
the
we
D1000.
died.
It's a death sentence.
Alright, I thought we were ready, but I guess we're not.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
I survived. You want to know a secret?
What?
Yes.
I was there the whole time.
Oh, so what were you doing?
Messing around.
Okay. Well, it worked out because I also have to use the bathroom. So.
I started stream because I thought everyone was there.
Did you stop the stream? Oh, so it's just running on empty right now.
So close the door when you go to the bathroom. So I'm super excited. They friggin' Oreos finally came out with actual gluten-free Oreos. So I'm gonna try them for the first time tonight. Ho 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 ho. I'll give you a cookie review. Let's see. They smell weird. But I haven't had a real Oreo in forever, so who knows? They're really dry. Let's see if they absorb milk. Yeah. Rolling a DF. As in you don't give a fuck? What's up?
I don't know, I just did things.
Anybody else turning cameras on?
No.
I am. Did you got a Kyle?
When do you Kyle?
I still have to write what happened last session.
I know.
Deacon, what happened?
I don't know, you tell me. Oh wait, oh wow, I wasn't there, I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to know.
I didn't have a choice. I woke up and I was already, like, gonna be late, so I had to, like, fucking piss bolt out the door.
Oh, I know. I just wanted you to just tell me, like, what happened.
I told someone. Who did I tell?
No one told me.
You don't need to know. Problem solved.
But yeah, party didn't die surprisingly.
Oh,
It
didn't
was the elementals weren't a problem. It was the last person that was we fought. What, 3 or 4 elementals? I think it was 4 elementals.
We fought 4 elementals. It was supposed to be 6, but I didn't want to make all the tokens again.
What are the other 2 elementals? I know there's earth, air, fire, and water.
Oh,
What are the other 2?
shadow elemental and light elemental.
Oh, I didn't even know. Okay.
Like Pokemon.
Did my character do anything whack? Did they die? What's up with that?
Oh, you went unconscious.
Yeah. We ended up, each player was rolling a different character, like Gray was in there, so I played Gray.
And you weren't there, so I played you. I controlled Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Did you have fun?
For the first half of the session, I didn't know what your spells were, and I was like, your only, like, first level spell is Identify, and I'm like, I need like, Magic Missile or something.
No, you don't get any of that. You don't get any of
Yeah.
that.
And
And Sean refused to tell me what your special power was, and then, like, halfway through the session, he's like, Kyle, do you want to use it? And I'm like, use what? And he goes, I can't tell you. And I said, no, but how am I supposed to make my decision if I don't know what it is, Sean?
You just have to say yes or no. That's the deal.
Yeah, I can't tell you what it is, because I didn't know if his character wants you guys to know.
So did he use it?
Yeah, he used
I
it.
used it twice, actually, throughout the session.
Damn.
Once against, like, the final boss of that dungeon, and then once against, like, a serial killer that we were fighting in the streets.
What? You used it in the streets? Are you insane?
We were assigned night patrol, and we did 3 nights of patrol, and the first 2 nights were uneventful, and the third night we came upon a serial killer. And
Out of the 20 events, they kept rolling like, yeah, we're not going to do this event. And it's like, what the fuck? I need
Dude.
events.
Bro, you can't just be using that shit in the streets, my guy.
well, it was at night. No one else was around.
No, the problem is that you're in the streets.
And I say, well, we don't know what the power is, so if you don't tell us why we can't use it in the streets.
Because it does damage to structures and everything.
We didn't know that.
Rip
Well,
the
now you
street.
know.
Rip that one straight.
Rip that one street in particular.
I mean, it looked like a bad neighborhood anyway. I'm sure they were just, like, a bunch of empty houses and, like, you know.
Well, now it's just
yeah.
not a neighborhood, I guess.
He
Yeah,
just goes to
park
Brooklyn
now.
like, this is a bad neighborhood, blow it up.
We created a park. That's what we did.
Turn my character into a terrorist.
I believe it.
Yeah, my character's dumb
It's
enough
what
to
you
do
would
it
have
anyway,
wanted.
so it'd be in character. Yeah, she's dumb enough to do it.
I'm very surprised that John didn't want to ask his sword buddy what his name was.
I don't think he realized it was a sword buddy in the moment.
What sword buddy? What are you talking about?
Because he
His sword
whispered,
buddy.
will you take the power? And he just took it. I think it
He
was
just
like,
took it like, alright, this is my body now. Alright, here we go.
Yeah, I don't think he realized that there was an RP moment. I think it was like
it
go
needed
the
to happen
writer's
right that
notebook and,
second.
like,
And he said he
Yeah.
also didn't hear most of it, but he heard one word and he's like, alright, let's do it.
So were there
John
any
has became a powerful character, but it's
Mhm.
only when he dies he becomes powerful.
I mean, he gained level 1 wizardry, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Were there any repercussions to my character doing shit in the street?
No.
Not at the moment.
Just that you passed
Oh,
out
God.
twice.
Yeah. That's kind of unfortunate.
Did you guys hear what he said specifically?
No, because he like whispered it or whatever.
I
At
whispered.
the moment. There's no repercussions at the moment.
Yeah.
at the
Oh
moment.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we totally got. But those are things that Deacon's gonna have to think of when we're because we're not gonna play him in the future. So it's
Yeah,
fine.
those are things that I'm gonna have to deal with now.
You're gonna have to deal with them messing
You
up.
guys are in a house like, alright, explosion. The house is on fire right now. Shit.
Hey, not our
Tough luck
job.
to
We
that
have to-
orphanage.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, you're told to patrol the streets. That city is not part of the street. It's its own entity.
You need to patrol the streets. Well, what if they're on those streets?
Exactly.
I guess that's one way to patrol them.
Just get rid of them.
Yeah, we gotta like Ra's al Ghul, like Gotham. You know, he's got to tear Gotham down and then rebuild it.
Oof.
We can't just do that to every town, though. You know.
Why not?
I mean,
And that's
long
just the
term,
one city.
you could.
I don't even know if the party wants to go outside the city yet.
I didn't even.
Well, I think
I'm
the
just-
Adventurers Guild is going to have to
Yeah,
give
yeah.
us a task to go outside the city.
Oh yeah, did we end up joining that White Cloak group, or whatever it was?
Oh fuck yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
Yep.
Apparently, when
That's
you
definitely
die, you just
Mecca.
like turn into mist or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
So there's no resurrection.
And no reincarnation.
You just go straight to the god.
He's like Saji. Doesn't let you go back.
There's no going back, my dude.
Yeah, fair.
And we
Dude, my
joined
character's gonna die
like
so easily.
we are in trials or whatever to join the like
Which actually,
guild or whatever.
I found that weird, technically, Sean, because if one of the guild members, not guild members, sorry, the White Cloak, Anna Soropa, if one of them dies, they don't get reincarnated or resurrected, they just die.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it behoove the organization to have them reincarnate in order to bolster their forces and like increase their numbers?
Well, I think it's like they go directly to their god, so it's like a reward.
Oh, it's a reward. It's a reward.
Because now that you think about it, the ghosts are being used in some way. So maybe it's saving them from their souls becoming ghosts.
I would think it makes them go directly into the cycle, into that part. Like they don't go to the reincarnation part of the cycle; they go into the heaven and hell part of the cycle, which I assume the doors to heaven and hell are currently blocked. So it's like, yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. I was more saying that if Anosoropians did just be able to reincarnate or resurrect their troops, they would have infinite troops. So
Don't know.
No, we'll find out. We'll find out what the reason is.
We'll
Yeah,
find
Max
out on
should-
the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Max should have just brought his phone in the bathroom and DM'd from the bathroom.
You would have to bring a lot of materials, and it might be a strain, if you know what I mean.
Just no.
He just brings his laptop into the bathroom.
I can't wait for next session.
I like the amount of combat we had last session. I like leveling up, though. I want to at least be level, like, of a level where we get cool shit and don't die instantly if we get hit.
No.
Yeah, I can't give you a level every session.
I know you can give me a level every session.
Maybe every 2 to 3 sessions. Maybe every,
Every
2 to
5
3.
sessions.
What's this level you speak of?
Mm.
Yeah, leveling doesn't happen.
What is a level?
Oops, always level 1.
You're level 1 for the next.
Kaiser, are you there yet, Legend?
Oh yeah, he was actually here the whole. He's here. Yes, he's here now.
He said he was here the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. He said that was a secret, guys. We're not supposed to tell. God. No.
Oh.
He said he wanted to visit the gym before we start.
No, he
No,
didn't.
he's,
No,
no,
I
he did.
didn't.
No, he did. No, he did.
He says
No,
he
he didn't.
wants to leave his family
Gotcha.
Yeah, I remember
Makes
that.
sense.
and
Oh,
live as a
wow.
renegade.
Yeah.
He don't want to be a prince no more.
He wants to be a princess.
What?
Also fine.
You-
No, no.
Holy
Not-
shit.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
quiet.
Can
No,
be
I have the
princess baby?
perfect lyrics for what you just said.
Ow! Ow! Pain!
What'd you do?
I am playing Hades.
Mm.
Because I was in the middle of a run
Here,
before I
alright.
went to D&D time.
Don't let Johnny say that.
Nice.
Oh, I'll do camera
Alrighty.
if we're doing cameras.
I was always doing camera.
I am never doing camera because I don't have one.
But I want to see your beautiful face.
If only I had a webcam.
Even if I
Got
had
your
a
phone.
webcam, I wouldn't do cameras. I don't
Sure, I do have my phone.
Oh, look, who
But I
is
have an
that
iPhone,
sexy
so if I use
beast?
the camera, then it'll die in like 10 minutes.
Well, that's your fault for getting an iPhone.
Oof.
Well, it's my fault for getting an iPhone and then letting it last more than 2 years.
Speaking of, I dropped my phone.
No one can see your phone. You just see light.
Yeah. Yep.
Kyle's so
Oh, no.
clumsy he drops his phone
I bought
continuously.
like 4 deck boxes today.
Pokemon cards?
No. Vanguard deck boxes for Overdress.
thought so.
And it's like, I wanted the 5th one for the 5th character, but I didn't have it on the site. And it's like, why?
Oh,
I need this.
Max, that shirt.
Dungeon Meowster, baby.
I love it.
A is for apple, B is for book, C is candy shoot.
Alrighty. So, where we last left off, you had an interesting encounter with the Uragiri Mono in the Ardarin Forest.
Indeed, we
After
did.
learning much information from the 4 gene. So, are we all on our way to Grimleon then to report?
Sure.
I guess so, huh?
Oh, we have to talk to the elves on our way out, don't we? They said they were gonna
Yeah,
interrogate us.
Grimleon.
Yeah, that's
The
what
elves are at
Grimleon.
Grimleon.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. So
Loves
here we are in
it.
Grimleon. Anything specific you guys would like to do before just blitzing to the,
Should we tell them the Uragiri
What the
Mono
fuck?
knows what's going on?
We just say we can tell the elves everything. I don't think we have to be secretive with the elves.
I thought we told them before. I thought they
Yeah,
knew.
that there were.
Well, you lied. Now we have proof.
Yeah.
I
but should
knew
we
they
tell
were
them?
gonna come. You can't tell me it was a lie. I knew it was the truth.
Oh, speaking of Lyrics, are you in your elf form? Because you're going to
Yeah,
want
I'm
to be in
still
your
in my
elf
elf
form when
form.
we go in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still in my elf form.
Well, you
Okay.
were. Like,
Just wait till my Minotaur form.
As we rock up on the city, can I cast Channel Divinity?
sure. Which one?
The Sacred Weapon.
Okay. He's
After
thinking
battle,
some shit's gonna go down.
after battles and stuff, did we take a rest or anything? Is everybody good?
No one took damage.
Yeah, no one.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't.
Oh, that's not.
Damage.
That's not true. Currently, I have 52 out of 65 hit points.
Oh, that's right. You took like, what was it, 5 damage?
No
So do
one
you want
took
to rest
damage.
in Grimleon for a day before approaching the council, or?
I'm okay.
No, they're gonna stop us on the way out of the forest, aren't they?
No, they're not gonna stop you on your way out of the forest.
Oh. Oh,
You're
okay.
you're in Grimleon. You've made it out of the forest.
Be
Yeah.
ashamed
I
if I
don't care
burn
if
down
we
this
tried to
forest
leave
real quick.
Grimleon without talking.
Yeah,
Well,
wouldn't
at
it?
the very least, I could always, during our calm, relaxing walk back to Grimleon, take a short rest and roll a die if I need to, right?
No. In order to short rest, you'd have to actually rest. It can't be during a
What?
hike.
It's not a hike. It's just a friendly,
It's
soft
kind of a
walk.
hike through the woods.
All right. Well, there's no
Where's
sense
the
because I
scary
only
place
took
in
like
one?
13 damage. If they, maybe we could rest fully before we leave Grimleon. Would
Yeah,
that
we'll
make
probably
sense?
have to go to bed or something at some point. Yeah. But yeah, I'm good with just going to the council and talking to them
Yeah. We'll tell them what's up.
and tell them everything that we learned.
Alrighty. So, you guys go to the council. Let's get the proper map here, shall we?
Yeah, let's see them daddies.
Them daddies.
Bunch of poppies.
Hi, puppy.
Ay, por favor, no.
Te amo.
Je parle français.
Oh.
Para de hablar, por favor.
Je ne parle français.
Je m'appelle Kyle. Et tu?
Ho ho ho, on m'entend, monsieur.
So, you guys are in the throne room.
Ah, who dem? On the side, huh?
On
Are they-
them? Do you recognize
one of
this
them-
person?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we recognize 2 of them actually. Don't
I
we?
just had to
Do
get
you
up
recognize
close.
this person?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do
I
you
recognize them all.
this
Yes,
I
all
do.
3 of them. Yep.
All right, Kyle. What are their names?
I have notes here, so let me see.
All right,
Ow.
Kyle. Hit me with it.
Oh, I don't recognize them by name. I mean, as in, I know the turtle is Ice Guy from Bleach, Toshiro.
Hitsugaya, but yes.
Hitsugaya, yeah. And the Panther guy is the one that we thought was the stealth corps, but actually he was put in charge of miscellaneous, I believe. I'd have to look at the notes.
That's
That's all I got.
This is Hitsugaya. This is Nito. And this is Easegraph.
Nito best NPC.
Nito best NPC, you think so, huh?
Yeah.
I kind of forget which groups we joined, actually. So,
Well, 2 of them are. I know
How
one
could
of
you
them
forget?
joined.
Mine's the only one that looks different. I have someone with 4 legs and not 2.
Wow. We all know who I joined.
yes.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
Question there.
So,
I will
you
be right
guys
hand.
walk in and are immediately addressed by the council. And they say, "Welcome back. What have you learned?" In unison.
I'm just their speeches again because I can't fucking speak.
We tell them what we know.
Wait,
Yeah.
we remember we can't say like with your telepathy. I'm gonna think to myself like we can't tell them what we know or we're gonna die. Remember?
What?
No,
no,
we
no.
can't tell them.
Physically,
thing we
No,
went
no,
there
no.
for.
We physically can't tell them some things, but we can tell them. So I say they aren't making more Jin fighters. We're not making more Jin fighters. They made the one extra fire Jin, but the other ones didn't know about it. They rebuked the fire Jin for doing that. So there's no more Jin fighters coming. So that's a moot point.
Yeah,
That's
we
it.
say what we can say without, you know.
And then we can also tell them about the fight that happened afterwards because we weren't sworn to secrecy for the Origiri Mono part.
Before you start in on that fight, Hitsugaya chimes in and he'll say, "Why did he create that new firefighter in the first place?"
I don't know if we even knew that.
I
didn't
think
ask.
they.
We do, but we can't say. We can't
No,
say.
we didn't ask.
No, we
I
know.
think
He made it because he wanted to try and make a Jaleel V2, so he could
Yeah, he felt
take
bad
on
that
the
Jaleel
thing.
had died. He missed Jaleel, so he was like making a friend.
Did we say like we
So
just like we can't speak like put the throat like we can't speak.
No,
No,
I
you
don't
just
think
said
we
we
can
don't
either. I don't even think we can tell them that we know things we can't say.
No,
I
no,
don't
like we just point the throat like.
No, Kyle.
No.
All they said was we cannot say speak it. Not that we can't say we know.
Oh, Max, is that true? If we try to say like, oh, the Jinn put a non-speaking thing on us, would that break the non-speaking thing?
You don't know.
All right, Kyle, you're the one to try this.
What
I
did
mean,
they?
he
What did
talks
they
all
say
the
the
time.
punishment? What did they say the punishment for
Oh,
saying things? Was that
you
we can't
die
You were
by
just-
air.
Yeah.
The air would get
They
ripped out.
they threatened you with death by air.
Cool.
However, yeah, they threatened you with death by air.
He said if you tell them anything about what they spoke about, then he would know instantly and he'd kill us all.
Well, the thing is, we aren't telling them. We're just telling them that we can't tell them.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically, that is telling them something they told us,
Telling
right?
them
But they're not
something that we're
omnipotent. Remember that. They're not omnipotent.
But they could
Hitsugaya
definitely-
will chime in and say, "Well, I'm waiting for an answer."
Okay. I'm
We don't
gonna
know.
say. I'm gonna go around. Oh yeah, we don't know. We don't
Do you
know.
want me to do my lying thing again?
No.
Which
I
I think it's a lie, but might be the truth. I don't know.
I'm just thinking about a way
Could
to
you
go
Tell them
around
you
this.
wanted another.
So,
whatever.
Kyle, you said we don't know. Roll me a good old-fashioned deception on it.
Deception check. Well, actually, I was gonna try to say something that was circumventing it, but then I couldn't think of anything, so I'll work on that maybe.
I mean,
you
I
should
heard
let
you
me
say
do this
aloud, "We
deception."
don't know."
Oh no, I definitely said that. That is
Okay.
true. I am rolling the deception now.
Kyle, you should have let me do it.
Do what? I wasn't even trying. I was just talking to you guys. Yeah. Oh, it's
You
okay,
just-
guys. I got a 15. I think it's fine.
Oh my god.
You have a -3 to
What?
deception?
You got 18.
Yeah, I
because,
got an 18. I got an 18, which turned into a 15.
That's a fucking yikes, mate. You nat 18 and it became a 15.
I don't know why I have a negative 3. Oh, I have a negative 2 to charisma. That's why. I don't know how did I get a 7 in charisma? How did that happen?
Oh, you did it that way, you min-maxer.
No. I definitely did like 15, 15, 15, 10, or like 8, 8, 8. But I don't know where the
So,
7 came from.
Hitsugaya doesn't really press on it. He goes, "Well, I think you should have gotten more information than you did. However, I'm glad to see no one was harmed by the gene. They are tricky, evil folk."
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to say something without saying it and see what happens. I don't want to die though. So
We might just...
Don't worry, we got Revivify. We can revive people in this campaign.
Do we have Revivify?
No.
nobody who knows Revivify. Okay, so I'll say something like, fuck, let me think.
Silence for 10 minutes while Kyle thinks.
Yeah, if anybody wants to say anything while I'm thinking, go ahead.
Dude, let's tell him about the fight we had coming out.
Yeah, fight, and then just change the subject completely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. I'm worried that now the guild will be like, quote unquote, disappointed in us. So I'd rather like
That's why we
find a
bring
way
up-
to.
It's
create-
better that
Alright.
they be disappointed in us than us dying, dum-dum.
No, I know. I just want to see if there's a cute way we could work around it.
Mm.
I think about it this way. We say the Irigirimono also don't want any more gene fighters to show up. So they might be working, you know, like we like pull some bullshit. We say like they might be working together, even though we know they're not.
No, we do.
No,
Well,
I
I
don't
do.
want- no,
I do.
They're not working. No, they're not working. Maybe the Earth Gen is working
The Earth
with.
Gen, but not the other 3 Gen.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a harsh maybe. You have no confirmation that the Earth Gin and Bink are still working together.
Yeah, we know. I agree.
You told me this last session. With
No.
confirmation.
I don't think he did.
No, I remember it was like
It
he
was-
just
I-
stayed silent on it, and then he kicked
It
you
was
out.
like
I have
It was
notes
not-
for this.
it was like a non-comfort.
You wrote notes wrong.
Oh, why am I bleeding? What the heck?
You're bleeding? Is that what you said?
I had a bug bite and I like itched my leg and I didn't realize it was there and I accidentally like.
Stop bleeding.
Kyle, it's winter. There are no bug bites.
Oh, it was probably a scab then. Point is, there was
Only
something.
termites.
Like, my
There's
leg and
only termites in winter.
Gross. Alright. So we tell them about the
The
fight we had as we were
Uriguriro.
leaving. Yeah.
Matt,
I think I said it correctly this time.
Yes,
I'm
you did,
gonna
but that's okay.
I'm gonna
Sad
attempt
times.
to tell them that the other Gene Fighter was made because he had been able to get to the tree and they don't know how.
Okay, so you're going to tell them that the other Gene Fighter was made because that Gene Fighter made it to the tree, and the 4 Gene did not know how he got his power.
Yeah, essentially how he was able to get to the tree.
Hmm.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you gonna say you don't know how he got his power, or how he was able to get to the tree?
How he was able to get to the tree, because that's what they told us.
Right. Okay.
I'm attempting because they'll stop me from breathing if they don't want that known.
No, you can say that. And the elves will chime in and say there is a second path to the tree. It's just very hard to get through. We also have it thoroughly guarded.
That's about where I thought you were gonna say something back.
Okay, I say on the way out after we talked to the Jinn, we were attacked by a shadowy figure because we don't know if it's Deacon in disguise or whatever.
Well, no, we know it's the Origurimono though, so you can say that.
Well,
And I could shapeshift, but then it's like we lose the opportunity
Yeah,
for elf.
no. I guess with the guild people here, they didn't necessarily want us spreading the word of the Irigiri Momono, but I guess we had already done it.
Well, the elves already knew about it too, so I
Okay.
think it's all good.
So we say, yeah, we were attacked by the Irigiri Mono. We almost defeated it, and then someone came literally out of the ground and sucked him in. And
When we defeated him, we just didn't kill him.
yes, apparently they work in partners.
The Akatsuki. Ah, yes.
Did you notice that while we were fighting him, it's literally the paint theme?
Is there any response to that, Max?
They're kind of the elves are not phased at all. However, the three Varnermen are whispering amongst themselves, it seems. With Nito remaining completely silent.
Mm-hmm.
Just listening at the moment. So they turn back and they say, so yet you six have managed to defeat yet another Uragiri Mono on your own.
And I say, we felt that this one may have been a new recruit. He was not as strong as one would think, but his partner that sucked him into the ground seemed fairly powerful. So maybe this was his first foray into battle, and his partner was here to take him in case he was harmed. He did not seem at the same level as most Irigini Mono.
And Easegraph will chime in and say, I'm concerned with how frequently we seem to be finding the Uragiri Mono gathering new recruits.
And I say that's also our concern as well. We feel like they are a danger. They certainly haven't put out any good in this world that I can see.
Well, we can now definitively say that the Jinn are not recruiting, so that's on the good side.
The Easegraph turns to address the council, and he says, do you have any more need for these ones? If not, we'd like to take them back to our guild. And the council kind of looks at each other and nods, or shakes their head no, and says, we will send our druids to gather more information if possible, but we believe what you are saying for now. And we hope that we can count on you to aid us in needed with this growing threat.
We would be honored.
All right. Easegraph, or Hitsugaya turns and says, you have the Adventurers Guild full support whenever needed. And Nito just turns and bows. At that point, Easegraph steps over, and the two Varnermen follow behind, and the three of them hold hands, and he says, everyone take hands.
Touch hands!
Alright.
I'll be hands now.
Yeah.
Who's holding my
Alrighty.
thighs?
Who's holding
So-
Argar's slimy tentacle hands?
Easegraph begins incanting in I'm really struggling with my life today. He begins incanting in Draconic, and you guys teleport out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Pew.
Nice.
Nice.
And are brought back to the desert.
What?
The desert reminds me of dead friends.
Hmm.
Oh,
So, as you guys are teleporting, I'm just pulling this up so you can see where you'll end up. You're going to be in Edford, back where the actual Adventurers Guild is, coming from Grimleon.
Okay. Now, is that something that we drew on there by accident at some point?
Yeah.
Remember when I was explaining the plot?
No,
I
not
didn't know how to
explaining.
erase.
You had a theory about the shape of the island.
I didn't know how to erase. There's no eraser tools.
You basically make a big square, and then it'll select it, and then you can hit erase out. Okay.
Your homeboy got you.
Gotcha.
No, I don't have access to that.
Yes, you do.
Through the teleportation, are you going to stay in your elf form, Lyrics?
For now. For now.
Okay. 1 second, please. I'm getting your map ready here.
Then, if they need to address me like, oh, cool, it's a me.
It's a me.
Because I can just like turn into those Irigiri Muro people. It's like this is what they look like.
They know what they look like at this point.
The new member.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you didn't really get a good look at him. He just...
Well, no,
he
his
was in
outfit.
They
when he
all
was
have
down.
the same outfit, bro.
But his hands were different.
How can they be secretive if they wear a uniform?
His hands are different, and he had the wings, the hat.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I guess you're not... I mean, yeah, but
And the halo.
it's not really...
We could just
it's
describe
not
it and or draw
anyone
it.
in the world could have those features, you know?
Mhm.
My changeling powers. No.
Yeah, you're dumb.
I can get them my hair length, their height, their weight.
Alrighty, so here you guys are at the teleportation circle in Edford, in the Adventurers Guild Tower. And the three Varnamen say that they are going to be meeting with the rest of them.
Okay.
And they want to know if you guys would be interested in also making an appearance there.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. Yeah.
Where, sorry?
We want to go to the
In
hot
fr-
shop meeting.
In front of the Council of the Varnamen.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have to give news about my dead teammates. Yes.
Yeah, and Donzo might want his sword back, or the sword.
He might want his sword back, and then I can go to an AC of 19 soon.
Hitsugaya will also turn to you, Lyrix, and ask that you change back to the form that you were given before meeting the council. That they know you in before meeting the council.
Got it. And it's like, wee, snap. And it's like, change back.
Okay. And then they leave, and they say to meet in the council chambers in 1 hour.
Cool.
So, is there anything you guys want to do before going to the council chambers in that hour?
I mean,
Or are you guys just going to the council chambers in that
I want to, at the very least, heal. Please, kind sir.
Well, that's a short rest.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
What
Well,
I'll do?
you have access to rooms in the Adventurers Guild Tower, so you guys can certainly go short rest. Is that the thought process? You all go get a private room and short rest?
Yes, please.
Yeah, and I'll light my block of incense. Just,
What a fucking piece of shit.
fragrance the air.
You guys all have separate rooms. You don't need to... Like, there are enough rooms for you all to be separate. You don't need to share that incense.
Oh no, I just wanted to light it.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying for Remy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you not like incense, Remy?
Ugh.
I know, how lame of her. So, you guys all go to your private Adventurers Guild rooms. And, they don't look exactly like this, but they're pretty nice. So I'm going to pull this room up real quick.
Alright. I'm healed all
Because
the
I'm
way.
out of memory space. And this room happens to be specifically Kargar's. So Kargar, when you get back to your room, there's food and drink if you need it. There's a bed, there's a fire, whatever you realistically need. What do you do when you get there?
When you say food, is there brains?
But did you pull up the room? Because for us it's just a big stone room and we're in the middle still.
Weird, I switched your guys' thing. Here, let me change it back. And let me change it back.
It's because they want you to
Oh,
upgrade.
do you guys see it?
There
Oh,
we
you
go.
guys did it?
Hey
Oh,
guys, there's a turkey.
No, that's brains.
That's brains. Okay, cool. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure it's a turkey. Where's my character though?
Oh, this is
This
my
is
room.
only Kyle's room. You all have
Oh.
separate rooms.
I gotcha.
Here, Kyle.
He's got a lot of
Brains.
space for only his
Okay.
room.
Thank you.
You guys, the rooms are huge for you, Pete.
Hmm.
Is your
me and
echo
my
still there?
echo- Yeah. It lasts until he dies. So, or I just miss him. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
I love that you actually changed it to brains.
Well, I wasn't sure if you were going to dismiss him was the thing.
Oh yeah, no, I never do. He's my only friend.
Makes sense.
no-
That's why
I
there's
wouldn't
so
be
many
fucking a friend either.
chairs, but only
He's
him.
his left hand that he will always use.
you guys are coworkers and like kind of friends. You're like work friends. You know, there's a difference between
So-
work friends.
You're chowing on these brains, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, can you feel when your echo disappears?
I would think so. Yeah, that sounds
All right,
right.
all of a sudden your echo disappears.
Okay,
Ruh-roh.
that's suspicious. Can I do perception or insight or something? Or
You could do either. Which would you like to look around the room, or would you like to try and figure out why he disappeared?
let me see what I'm better at. I would probably go with her. Oh, they're both +1, so it doesn't matter. Perception sounds good.
Sure, roll to look around the room.
I got a 14.
14. So you look around the room and you can't see anything. And just when you're starting to be like, what the fuck is going on? You know, you step over and you're like looking all around, and you hear a whisper behind you that says, "You won't be finding me if I don't want you to."
Uh-oh.
Oh, have I heard that voice before?
No, you have not.
Okay.
Do you turn around?
Is it literally behind me, like over
It
here?
is literally right behind you. Yes.
Okay. I guess I'll say, if I can't see you unless you want me to, if I turn around, will you be there?
For the moment.
Yeah, I turn around.
Turn around. Yes, Max.
So you kind of slowly, cautiously, not 100% sure what's going on, turn around
Yeah.
to see none other than the man himself, Varner Manito there.
Neo!
Oh, I've heard Nito talk.
I
Not
don't
really.
think you've heard him speak. You've heard him.
Oh.
God damn it! I'm trying to. The stupid thing's in my way. I'm trying
Did
to.
he
turn
not
him
tell
towards
us who
you.
he was when we did the intros of all the council people and like he was
Oh,
like
he did. He very briefly. He was like, "I'm Nito." Like it was super quick. You wouldn't have recognized the voice realistically.
Okay, that's fair. He
But
also
yes,
lied.
you
he was
haven't
like,
heard him talk briefly.
I'm the stealth guy, and then the other people were like, "No, you're not." In fact,
Yes,
I
that
think
did happen.
I think he's my person because I took other, and he does
Yes, he
other.
is.
Yeah. So I would be like, "Hello, Varnaman Nito."
He looks at you and he says, "I'm very well aware that you are withholding information from the council about what happened at the World Tree." And he takes his left rapier and points it at you and
Yeah.
says, "I'd like to hear the truth now, please."
Okay, I'm gonna say something that's like roundabout. So I'll be like, "Well, Nito, Mr. Nito, Sir Nito, Varnaman Nito's just so long to say every time, but Mr. Nito,
Sir is fine.
Sir Nito, you know how like bards and other careers they can learn like charm person and like hold person and command and things like that, mind control type stuff and like memory erasing stuff and stuff like that.
Yes.
Cool. That's all I'm gonna say about that. If you catch my meaning.
Jesus
And
Christ,
you know
Nito
how-
is a savage.
And then you know how other people like have powers where they can just like choke you with their mind, and then other people have powers where they can like just like power word kill and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not drawing letters between A and B. I'm just telling you A exists and B exists, and that's all I'm telling you. You know.
He
No, I literally just described wizards and bards on a generic scale. That is not saying anything to.
if what he said had compromised the Jin agreement, then he would already be dead. I would have just said, "Oh, good job, you can't breathe." GGs.
Are you?
But anyway,
yeah,
he
is he picking up what I'm putting down?
he looks at you and he says, Do you realize who I am? You can't beat around the bush with me."
I know you're like the head of the miscellaneous task force, and I am a part of that task force, and I am also very much a miscellaneous myself.
Exactly why you should be respecting your superior and tell me what happened there.
Yeah, he's not picking up on it. Cool. Can he roll insight or something to pick up what I'm telling
He
him?
did roll insight. You can tell he knows what you mean, kind of, but he's not taking it.
Question. Can I either, if I could roll insight or if I already know automatically, would telling him psychically through telepathy, would that break the thing? Would I think that?
You already know that it would break the thing.
Okay, cool.
You guys asked me last time if you could write it down
Did
or
I?
say
Okay.
it telepathically.
And then, is there like an anti-magic field or anything special about the... He made my echo disappear. So maybe I could say, is there Nito, is there an anti-magic field going on here? Because I noticed my echo disappeared.
I
and
stabbed it.
You just killed it straight. Okay. Does the Adventurers Guild have anything that would hypothetically stop curses or like is there an anti-magic field or protection or anything on the Adventurers Guild?
Not on the guild itself, but we can go find one with another Varnum.
Okay, well, I mean, hypothetical, just wondering about the status of the guild and such, and yeah, so...
That didn't sound very hypothetical to me, son.
He's not really good at subtext.
It's so hard to see Kyle struggle like this. I just want to
Can we bail him out?
Dude,
No,
if only
No.
This is all on him. All on him.
if only you were a changeling, and then you can put a hand on your chest like thumbs up, thumbs down.
No, guys, that would also count as saying anything would...
Just increase your penis size up and down, like,
No,
this is what I mean.
Any form of communication that directly answers a question about the djinn, I think, would get me killed.
Good
We
luck.
can try that. We can try that. So I will
Try
say,
your tentacles. Try your tentacles.
Nito, sir, and you, why don't you ask me questions, and then if I answer, great, and if I don't, I don't. And so, you yeah.
He looks at you, and he says, "Dude, I'm really not. You need to tell me what's going on right now. This is your last chance."
I would love to. I want nothing more than for all secrets to be out. If there are secrets, I want nothing more than for secrets, all secrets, every secrets to always be out in the open. But sometimes things, whether it's like your ex-girlfriend or whether it's a monster, sometimes things gotta stay secret. It's just yeah. But if you ask me things, then it's not me saying things. It's you saying things. And so I think that'd be cool.
Can you roll me a persuasion, please?
Oh my god, this is painful.
Guys, I have an idea.
I love this thing.
Okay, I got a 14 because again I have a -3 to persuasion.
What Voldemort chat?
So here's the thing: I made him because I made him with no charisma, no wisdom, and no intelligence because he had been separated from the hive mind. So I did that on purpose. But yeah, I got a 14 persuasion.
Lyrics, real quick. The name of the Varnerman should be pinned
Yeah.
in the Luton School
Got it.
campaign.
I have an idea of how I can say this curse without saying it.
I have one last idea.
So-
If he's, I think he should ask me questions, but I did have another idea, Max. But
He will look to you when he says, "Fine, I'll ask you a question. What really happened in that tree?"
I'll answer with, hey, hypothetically speaking, is there anybody in the guild that knows, mind reading? Like passive mind reading, active mind reading? So I'm not saying anything, but my secrets could get out by someone mind reading me. Is that a thing that exists hypothetically, or other people's secrets, whoever's secrets,
I'm sure that there are mages in the guild who know the detect thoughts spell.
Cool. We should find one of them and then go to a nice safe space with anti-magic or anti-curse stuff, and
If
go
there's
there.
anti-magic up, you can't cast a spell.
No, no, I know that would be the second option. So first option would be anti-curse / detect magic, and then if that doesn't work, we go somewhere that has an anti-magic field, and then we try it that way. It's two different plans, but yeah. So.
Oh my god.
The best.
This is hard.
Kyle,
Shut up.
don't worry. I have a way that we can tell them the entire story without saying a single word, without signing or anything.
Guys, it's not just words. If I give a thumbs up or a thumbs down when he asks about the gin, that would count. I'm like 90% sure.
No.
So,
I have a
He
different
starts
way of doing
walking
this.
away. He starts walking away, and he real quick turns back and he says, "Summoning your echo I will consider a threat."
Oh,
and act
I will not
accordingly.
summon my echo. Although, if I did summon my echo, and my echo could either talk or sign to you or like try to give you answers, could that work? Maybe my echo could talk to you, or like not even maybe verbally talk. I don't know if my
He starts walking and he turns, and he's like, "Fine, I'm done with your games. Summon your echo."
Cool. Max, I summoned my echo.
Echo. And now he points his rapier back at you and he says, "Echo, tell me what's going on."
I go over in the corner, I close my eyes, I plug my ears.
Okay,
I
as
leave
you go to the corner, he quickly follows. He
That's
says,
fine.
"Stop."
I still plug my ears and close my eyes, and the echo and him will talk, and I will not partake in that conversation. What does he say? What does he say or do to my echo?
He keeps his sword drawn on you, and he looks to the echo, and he says, "All right, tell me what happened in the tree."
In universe, I think we had flavored that my echo could talk. Correct?
Yes, we had flavored it.
Okay. So then my echo would like say, "Oh fuck, Max, do I have insight as to whether my echo counts as an extension of me? Like if the echo talks, do I die? Do I have insight on that?"
You
So I
can
think
roll
that
an insight on that.
I really don't want Kargar to die. Is my point.
Then you should have just said you can't.
I have. I've said it several times, and he doesn't listen.
No, you haven't.
13.
You just said,
It's like
hey, is there like
13.
an anti-curse
No.
thing?
I definitely did say the sentence. I
Max,
can't
you like
tell
that
you.
roll?
It's fine. I can't tell you that either. Okay.
If only you were Lyrics, bro.
If only you were
Lyrics
Lyrics.
just Nat 20 to insight.
Wait, why? What happened with Lyrics?
Lyrics just PM'd me a roll, and it was a nat 20.
Oh, cool. That should give me advantage, and so I get to roll insight again.
Sure, go ahead and roll insight again. Because I love you, Kyle.
This is my sixth.
And
This is my sixth
intent
nat
was
20.
not to bone you.
This is my sixth nat 20 in a row right now.
It's an 11. So I got
with
a
that 13, you do not know.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I guess I'll try this. Before my echo answers you, Sir Nito, I will just say
He puts his
that-
blade up to you, and he's like, "I'm really sick of your games, kid."
games I physically can't tell you. There are things I physically can't tell you, and I also can't tell you why I can't tell you.
Kargar
Goes
died.
Kyle.
Do I die? Am I dead, Max, from saying that?
No, you are not dead from saying that per Jin magic.
Okay.
He kind of
I'll let
he looks at you and he goes, "Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna stay silent if I'm correct, and you're gonna chime in if I'm incorrect."
Yes, that's what I said before about you asking me questions. That's what I was entailing, but this is a better idea. Yes.
I really wouldn't talk back to me right now, kid.
I nod.
So he looks and he says, "So am I to understand, based on what you've been saying, that the Jinn have cursed you and your group so that you can't tell us what happened inside the world tree?"
I keep quiet.
You know,
I love how you have to say I keep quiet. Just keep quiet, muffo.
No, I just
So-
want to make sure if Max not
yeah,
isn't
you,
waiting
if
for
you
a
had,
Kyle
if you had,
answer.
either way was fine. If you had just kept quiet, I would have gotten the. If you had said that you kept quiet, I would have gotten it.
Yeah.
So he says, "Is anything that you told us?" Okay, no way. He can't phrase it like that. He says, "I am going to assume that everything you told us in front of the elves is still correct." Okay. I'm also going to assume this curse applies to all of them, not just you. Alright, he sheaths his left rapier, and he says, I feel like we could have come to that much easier.
I mean, life's rough sometimes, man, and
And he pulls out the rapier and stabs Kyle.
Way to trick Kyle into being silent.
Max, I have an idea.
Shit.
I can say
Well,
what
when you are present, you may present your idea.
I have an idea. I just need you to get me a lot of people, though.
Oh
He,
God.
Oh wow. Okay, so he
Very nice.
kind of turns to walk away, and he says, in the future, I hope we can do these types of things more directly, and starts to leave your room, and ends with, "I'll see you in an hour."
see you then, Captain Sir.
Do any of us get visits?
Yeah.
No,
then you-
only Kyle got the.
Aw, I really want to do my idea to see if it works or not.
Well, maybe Kyle
Oh
will
wait,
tell
no,
you.
actually, someone else does get a visit. I'm being stupid. I
Oh.
forgot.
Oh,
Would it be me?
I don't know who said that. Who said that?
it's whoever's in Nito's
Daniel.
group. I'm pretty sure.
Daniel, you do not get a visit. Were you expecting a visit, Daniel?
Yeah, just assumed because I was one of the other people that talked during the thing.
Oh. No, it was when the one time Kyle had to roll deception, Nito nat 20 on.
Hmm.
Oh, wow.
So he immediately.
Max, you cut out.
Yeah.
I said he immediately went, "Oh, this fucker's lying. What's he lying about?"
Okay. Gotcha.
Look, that's a big old Lyrics.
Oh, I'm a big boy.
Big boy.
And now,
Gonzo?
Lyrics, I'm going to assume you do not want brains and get rid of them.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I definitely finished my brain.
So, Max, I need you to pull up every single Voldemort that you have, as well as everybody in the group for 1 second, just so I can change forms whenever I need to.
Okay. 1 second on that. Adios.
Oh, this makes everything good.
Is
You're
that
welcome.
with dead
You're
people?
welcome for having
Do you
your
get-
name.
You get Fuji?
So
Is
I'm-
Fuji there?
No, Fuji's not there. I'm gonna put your party members on the bottom and your non-party members
Max,
on the top.
if you could put everybody with vowels as their first letter on the bottom and everybody else on the top, that would be great.
You don't think the Jen will be able to figure out you're spelling something? Are you shitting?
I'm not
Hey,
spelling
I
anything.
have a question for you. Is Y
What's
a
up?
vowel or no?
Why is not a vowel?
How dare
Okay,
you?
East graph stays up
I
top.
mean, Y is definitely used as a vowel sometimes, but it's okay.
A-E-I-O-U and sometimes Y.
I'm pretty sure the Jin know what ciphers are. They're
No,
based on
I'm not
ancient
ciphering.
Egyptian
I'm not
mythology.
ciphering.
Hey,
Kyle,
you know what,
Kyle.
Lyrics? Here's all I'm gonna give you. You can try whatever you want. I reserve
Oh,
the
yeah,
right
no,
to kill
100%.
you.
Yes, I want to do like something like cool. There's a way I can't talk, but I have a way that I can communicate without talking.
Right.
That the
I'm only
Jin won't
mocking
know.
you because everyone was mocking me during my turn, so I just thought I'd get a little jab back.
I'm gonna say,
That's
well,
all.
it's not him writing. It's not him using hand motions. It's
I'm
not
not using
him.
hand motions, writing, saying anything, or anything else.
You, dude, listen. Here, this is literally all I'm gonna tell you because you all love your character. You're free to try whatever you want. You're just running the risk.
I will take this risk.
That's fine.
I really just want to try this. Like, does it work? Does it not work? I'll never know.
So Kyle,
What you will in a minute.
Yeah.
let him have his moment. You had your moment of tomfoolery.
I
Oh, this is
know,
not
but then-
tomfoolery.
but you
I
all
want to do
still
something
talk
very
me.
smart
I
with the
will-
character.
I will definitely say that everyone was also talking during Kyle's moment. Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Max, you're gonna be very surprised what I'm about to do. And I think you know what I'm about to do.
I mean, I'm getting a feeling about it.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what he has planned.
I'm just wondering what you're gonna do because you're not gonna have all 26 letters, I'm assuming. So there's definitely gonna be some missing ones. So
I'm just glad he isn't trying to burn down a forest.
No, because
Yeah.
even with the Voldemort, they still have like Law and Order, Blood Hunters, Holy Knights, so I can use those in the equation of saying stuff.
oh,
Don't worry, I'm not saying anything, and the Jin fighters don't know I'm a changeling.
Well,
they're fucking fucking magical, dude.
All they do is curse me, but I look like an elf.
No, I'm just teasing.
All right.
Yeah.
Everyone
ahead, I'm
who's got a
good idea.
consonant up top is as the first letter of their name is up top, and the two people with vowels are on the bottom. And the only person missing is Donzo, because Donzo is going to walk in, so it doesn't make that much sense for me to throw him elsewhere in the room.
Yeah.
But if you need him, I will.
I don't think so, unless I can do Russian.
Okay. One sec. Do you need control of all of these minis?
No, not at all. I'm gonna tell you, like, what I need. Because I can't,
Okay.
like, say it, but I'm like, let's do this.
So Donzo walks in on his four hooves, and he looks
On
to
his
you
horse.
and on his horses, and he looks to you and he extends his hand open.
And I'm also going to extend my hand.
He says, "Give me the sword, idiot."
Oh. And I give the sword.
He takes the sword and he says, "You know, Easgraf filled me in as to what happened for you alone and for the rest of your new party.
Yeah.
And I must say I'm quite impressed." And he kind of swings the sword and he says, "For the moment, there will be no 7th General." And he puts it on his back and he says, "I'll be choosing one soon. Perhaps it could be you."
Oh.
I'll be honored.
And he turns to walk away.
Oh, does he not want the information?
He doesn't know.
Do you
He
say
doesn't know
something
anything
to him?
wrong.
Wait, did it? Oh, wait, did they not? Did the guys not tell Hanzo about what happened?
Donzo, you
Donzo.
fool. And they will at the meeting, presumably, or this is like right after the summoning circle. So even if they do before the meeting, he may not have been filled in yet.
I'll just wait in my
Besides,
room.
you don't necessarily know how many people know that Kyle was lying. You only know Nito was.
Oh, I thought they wanted to know the info.
Only Nito suspects.
Oh,
something
that'll
is
happen.
working.
That will happen. All the info will come out at the meeting. He's not prying you right now.
Then I'm gonna need these guys. For
Do
the
you
meeting.
want to? I mean, all of these minis will be at the table. The meeting.
I mean,
So
you
that's
could
fine.
also say, hey, like,
Well, I can't tell them like secrets. This is like I'll just tell you at the meeting.
Okay, so
All right, I'm gonna go
Let
put
me-
on my shield now.
so here you guys are at the meeting. And as you walk in, they look as if they are already in the middle of, right? And Lisa stands as you enter and says, "Welcome. I'm glad you could join us. We've spent the last 15 minutes discussing what has happened to you all so that we can progress."
mm-hmm.
I'm pausing for a second because I thought maybe you'd chime in.
Wait, Minx?
No, you.
What?
Oh, me?
Minx, you.
Oh.
Here.
I don't know what you were trying, so I wasn't sure if you were trying to.
Oh,
I don't know what's happening.
I thought they were gonna ask me about like what happened or anything.
Oh, they probably will. I was giving you to. I wasn't sure if you were chiming in, so that's fine.
Oh no.
Okay, so immediately, the first thing that they notice is I'm losing my mind. Oh no, I'm being stupid. I'm trolling myself. Ignore what I was about to say. So I was literally about to be like, the first thing they notice is Fuji isn't with you, and I was like, wait, no, they don't. What the fuck am I saying?
Remy's gone though. Oh, she's just
No,
over
she's
here.
not.
Connor. I
She
see
just
her. I
went
see
to
her.
Big Daddy Gorm.
Yep, I see her.
She knew what she wanted. All right, so Lisa will kind of gesture towards you all and say, "I would like to start to see if any of you have any questions about the matters at hand. Questions for us."
I am going to transform in order. Where's an A? Who has an A in their name?
Agios.
Agios, yeah.
Oh wait, no, I need an E. Who has an E? Oh, I'm just gonna go to Agios. Yeah. I'm just gonna transform in those two people in that order.
They look at you. Most of them look confused. Easgraf kind of looks at you, not necessarily. Easgraf doesn't really show a lot of emotion on his face in general. He's got a very good poker face, so he's not looking at you as if he understands what you're doing, but he very clearly doesn't seem seem confused, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And this is Easgraf. After that, Elise will just kind of repeat and say, "Okay. Well, do any of you have any questions?"
I'm gonna say we don't have questions, but we're open to helping in any way, and know that we don't want to keep any secrets from you, and we'll give you all the information we can in any way possible.
And I would chime in and say the only information I would like is what is the next step going forward.
Well, there are a couple of options there. Let me start by saying that Varnum Nito has informed us of affliction via the Jinn, and your inability to fully express what has happened. It is because of this that we believe that you should continue this mission in particular. Because now, nobody has more information on the subjects at hand than you do. Any objections?
I'm just gonna transform to Nito, and then back to myself.
Okay. They're waiting for an answer. Does anyone say any objections? Anything
Yeah,
like that?
no objection. No, I thought
No,
silence
that was my answer.
objection. Silence was-
I got that, as in Max they did.
Oh,
I'm
so
not
sorry.
saying they did.
Okay.
Oh, so-
No objections here, sirs and ma'ams.
Kaiser would nod no. Got it. All right. I have been PM'd.
Can I roll like some
Um,
kind of check to see if I know what Lyrics is trying to do?
That would be if you know out of game, would be what I'm going with.
Okay.
Okay.
You also could, in theory, ask him through a telepathic bond, but
I'm just gonna
But
pretend.
then the Jinn will know, and I don't want the Jinn to know.
We already
Fair enough.
know. Because my intelligence is a -1, I'm just gonna pretend I have no fucking idea.
that's fine by me, dog.
That's fair.
My
right.
intelligence is also -1.
Yeah.
So
you-
they will chime in and say, well, the Urigiri Mono, to have the knowledge they do, someone rather important must be in charge. Now, we're most interested in the head honcho. We need to know who is making all of these things happen. So, we have a few options here. If you guys would like, you can take a few more quests from the board as we try to gather more information to send you on a more specific quest.
Who the fuck has R?
However,
Remy.
the immediate thought is to send you to Crossport, and we're gonna take a break from the Varnerman here.
While they're talking, Sean, Remy, Jess's are.
I was still speaking. I was gonna say it without saying it. Oh, I need an RTH. I need someone with names.
Too bad!
I don't know a T or an H. I know an R.
Your planet
While they're talking, I will telepathically message the group and say, "Hey, do we want to maybe Bink and the group have now tried to kill us a couple times and tried to fight us a couple times. Do we want to make? And I don't think talking about Bink has nothing to do with the Jinn. So we could tell them about Bink.
I'm
and
pretty
he
sure
might
they.
be the leader. I don't know if he's the leader or not. Though.
I was pretty sure we already told them about Bink.
I don't
No, we
think
didn't.
so. I think we didn't specifically because he was a Jinn fighter, and we didn't want to tell them that we knew anything about the Jinn fighters.
Sad times.
I think
But
that we
I have it in
didn't.
my notes that you guys did not tell them about Bink.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
thought
saying
we
maybe this is the
had-
moment to do so.
The only
I-
Jin fighter I would protect would be the one who lives outside our village that's peaceful and
Yeah,
does nothing.
but at the time, Bink told us that if we stepped in their plan, they would murder us. So we weren't telling them about Bink at the time, but now Bink has actively tried to hurt us several times.
Mhm.
So I think it's okay to break our silence.
You guys
Okay.
also weren't 100% sure if you wanted, at the time, if I remember correctly, sure you wanted to be in the adventure.
Yeah.
So you didn't want to overplay your hand.
So is the group okay with us now playing this card? And
Yeah.
telling
I will also say you guys do know, or at least Bink told you, that there was someone above him.
hmm
Oh.
But he is a
Okay,
major
well-
player, I would think.
I'll make a player.
He's
Okay.
number 2.
Okay. So then, yeah, I guess I'll bring that up. I guess I'll say that after I commune with the group, I say, well, about that, we don't know the leader, but we do know who.
Wait
number
a second.
Two,
We told them that they tried to recruit us. How did we say that they tried to
never
recruit
said
us?
with what. You just said.
Wait, I do have an R.
Any member of the Uragiri Mono could have tried to recruit you. It didn't
Yes.
need to be.
We already had an R, Sean. Remington, Jess's character is an R.
A Agios.
Okay, so yeah, I say that. I say we actually know who second person is, or at least a higher up person. And
Do we have a T?
they
have
already know
T?
that?
Fuck, who has a T in their name? Or last name?
Homie, there's no point in speaking in a cipher if you're just gonna ask about every letter in
Yeah.
the cipher.
No, because I need to actually transform into this to make it.
Here's the thing,
Is
though.
that cipher?
Can you
Yes, if he
also
spells
just
it out, he would
transform
die.
into something that starts with a T?
No, it's got to be people.
No,
It can
because
only be
I
people.
have to do a changeling.
Well, I think what Jess meant is there a race that begins with T, like Titan, or like.
Not even necessarily a race, but perhaps a profession, like tax collector.
Yeah, you could look like a. But
Do I
that,
even
yeah.
have a tax collector?
Oh no, but that would be like. that'd
Probably
be too
not.
hard.
It's just the
Yeah.
first thing that came to mind.
Yes,
Yeah.
a tactician, like I don't know.
Like
Yeah.
if you needed a bee baker would be much
Yeah.
easier to come up. I just can't
Oh,
think
right.
of T off the
Yeah,
top.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I got
It's
it.
also that's not for me to discover. So think
Yes,
of your own
exactly.
T profession,
Um,
sir.
Do they
But
inquire?
anyway,
about saying that? Yeah.
So I'm sorry. You did just tell them that Bink is in it.
I said that we know who the second in command is, or at least a high-ranking member. Do they know? And then.
They look amongst themselves, and Slanesh turns to you and says, "Who is it?" That's this.
Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, I'll say it's it's Bink, the Bink.
They look at each other like stunned for a moment, and Donzo bursts into a furious rage, and he says, "How long have you known this?"
We didn't know it was Bink at the time. We also wasn't sure where he was in the organization and such. But yeah, no.
Can you roll me deception, please?
Oh no, it's not. We didn't know. I didn't know he was the leader until just now when I asked.
You knew he was Bink,
Yeah, that's true. I didn't know
and
he was.
you knew he was the second in command at the time. He told you that.
Oh.
So would you like to change your phrase?
My answer was Kyle had forgotten.
I didn't even
Yes,
remember he was
okay.
second in command. I just knew he was like.
Yeah,
That's
Kyle
fine.
had forgotten.
Recruiting.
That's why Kargar said.
But okay,
So we'll figure that out.
even if you want to say what you had, let's imagine that I didn't tell you it was second in command. You
Yeah.
did know it was Bink, if nothing else.
Yes, that is fair.
Max, does this kill me?
Hold on, I'm looking.
Does this kill me?
No.
This is when they're asking who works with the Uriguri Moro, and I'm just gonna use in those letters and those people.
I got what you meant in the first thing. I don't understand what the second one.
I have to use letters and people's names.
No, I get that, but MHEN does not spell anything.
I got it. No, I got it. That's okay. Don't tell him what it is. I understood. As Max Fay,
Does-
no one at the table did.
But does that kill me?
He said
No.
no.
Alright, cool, I can do this, guys.
Yeah, but no one at the table understood it, so therefore it doesn't. It doesn't actually help. But
I'm just gonna keep transforming in that order.
At that point, Lisa, who has always been calm and collective, turn to you and say, "Young woman," because I believe you're a woman in the form they know you as.
Yeah.
We are conducting serious business here. please calm down and partake in this meeting.
I am.
You say that aloud?
I nod my head.
All right, I'm glad we understand each other. And now, so Donzo kind of shrugs you off for a second and says, how long, back to Kargar, how long have you known this?
I telepathically say to the rest of the group, how long have we known this and what do we say? And I don't know what to do here. Somebody else maybe help me, please.
I can tell you knew it before you joined the Adventurers Guild. You met Bink before any of these people other than Gorm.
Exactly. And I don't know. I don't want to, yeah.
Then maybe you
Okay. I'll say, we've known for a while, but we were afraid that they were after us or going to kill us or whatever. And so until we knew we were in the Adventurers Guild or until we knew, you know, that we could handle them or, you know, that, yeah, I don't know. So now that everything's on the up and up, yeah. Somebody else could feel free to chime in any moment.
I have no idea about this.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely filled you and Agios in. We filled you and Agios in between then and now. So.
And I say what
don't
I
know
would
the
say
person.
is we did not know whether like how high he was in this. He was the one.
But you, and interrupting you, Elise will say, but you knew that a Jin fighter was in the Uragiri Mono and you withheld that information from us? For how long?
And I say we didn't know what his capabilities are, or how serious it was, and we.
That feels like a deception check to me, unless you'd like to phrase.
Well, we didn't know what kind of like person it is, what his intentions were.
You definitely knew what his capabilities were.
And
like,
say,
without a doubt, the Jin fighters are legends, and you met him and watched him fuck everything up.
Maybe
like,
we say...
I'll let you rephrase what you said, but if that's what you're gunning with, that's a deception check.
Okay.
I telepathically, I'm just saying that, kind of just trying to say that, or maybe we go with the semi-truth, which is that they had told us that the Adventurers Guild was tainted, and we also thought they might be tainted, so we weren't sure who was right and who was wrong. So we wanted to, so that's why we joined, and we found out who you guys were, and we've dealt with the Orgiri Mono several times since then, and they've been evil, and so now we are concrete that they are evil and you are good. Maybe something like that? Like, that's the truth. Does that sound good to everybody else?
Sure.
I'm just gonna keep transforming in that order.
Yeah, Max, I say that when we were coming out of our village, we weren't sure what was going on in the outside world because we lived in a remote area and we're all outcasts, etc. And so then when we were approached by the Origiri Mono, because they already know that part, they know they had to recruit us, that they told us that the Adventurers Guild was corrupt or tainted, and so we weren't sure what to think. And upon further dealings with the Origiri Mono, we realized that they're the bad guys and the Adventurers Guild are the good guys. So that's what.
Okay, as you're finishing up your speech, Lisa gets red in the face and looks towards Lyrics and points aggressively and says, "What are you doing?" And Easgraf up here will hold up his hand and stand up and turn to you. And he will walk towards you and kind of whisper to you and say, "Listen, I understand that you're trying to communicate in code right now, and I have been actively trying not to decipher it. Fortunately, nobody else has picked up on what you're doing. But from my understanding of magic of the Jin's nature, they are semi-omniscient. Once their magic has tainted something, they will know what is going on with it. So if you are cursed not to tell us something, a code, once recognized, will kill you. I suggest you stop reinforcing it. Because if any of us piece it together, you'll die on the spot."
Sad times. Sad times.
And Max, Daniel commented on what I said, so he added to it. So.
Why do I not see that?
Oh, it's in the
Oh,
Roll
was it in
20
Discord?
chat. Roll 20.
I'm in the Roll20 chat. I don't. Oh, now I see it. I'm just blind.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yep.
Okay.
What did Kaiser say? Insert this answer again. Kaiser, what did you say up above? Oh, you just said no. Okay.
Yeah. So.
No, that's not what
Eavesdrop.
Oh.
I said insert
What'd you say?
this answer.
What'd you say?
Referring to the
Yeah, what
question how long we knew.
Wait, what?
He's just making a joke.
Oh,
So
okay.
Eavesdrop will look to Lisa and say, she will not disturb you again, and sit in his chair. And at this point, Hagrins appear, or Hargans? It's either Hargans or Hagrins. I think it's Hargans. He will turn and say, listen, I can understand not knowing who to trust, I suppose, but the Jinn fighters are known terrorists throughout the land. The Jinn are evil. They've cursed you all. This feels like a no-brainer to me.
What I would say is they know that, oh God, Connie was in our village, right? And that she had died.
They know that Connie was in your village and that she had died. The only one to your knowledge that has any idea that you had a relationship with her was Gorm.
Well,
and
what I
Gorm
would
may not have told everyone else.
What I
You
would
don't know.
say is that we had seen in our village where we were, there was a very powerful person who protected our village and was very kind. Not until later did we find out it was one of the Jinn that you were seeking. So the only knowledge we had of the Jinn in person, not due to rumors or legends, was of kindness and protection. So we did not know in the beginning what was right or wrong. I think that in that situation, anyone would have been cautious to find out the truth before revealing, picking a side and or revealing, truths.
As after you say that, Daniel follows up with what we know and what you know are different. The Jinn are not good or evil, they just are. And as he says that, Donzo gets very hot-headed as he does, and he kind of slams his fists on the table, shaking his many plates of food as he is a hungry boy. And he will rage back and say, "Who are you to decide what's good and what is evil? The Jinn are a force of evil. They turned my best friends against me, slaughtered one of them."
Is it not open knowledge in this world, this is Kyle, that within the mythology that the 5 Jinns, or at least the first Jinn and then the 4 Jinns, created...
No one else knows about the 5th.
Oh, do they know who created the world? Or like who... Like
They don't know that. No, it is not open knowledge.
Oh, okay, cool.
If it was, I would have told you before the game began.
Okay. I guess I could say that, I guess to answer what Daniel said, they seem to embody elemental chaos or elemental neutrality, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But what we know, okay, that's that.
But I would say we do not have the same personal experience as you do, as your personal experience colors your ideas of the Jinn. Our personal are the Jinn fighters. Our personal feelings are our personal experiences color them differently. That is why it's important to gain new information.
At this
Gorm
point,
turns back to you, Remy, right behind him, and he says, "You, of course, realize that the Jinn are responsible for the death of your mentor and, to my knowledge, best friend."
I don't know a lot about it. I always want to gain more information. If this is true, then this is true. I am not going to blindly follow something without knowing the meaning behind it.
But to that end, Gorm then just admitted that he knows about Connie or Conjuro. I guess I would either want to say it telepathically or to him. I guess I'll just say it to him because it's out in the open now. Then Gorm, Sir Gorm, you know who the protector of our village was that passed.
Gorm looks up, and well, Daniel also chimes in. Daniel, who were you looking at when you said that? You looking directly at Donzo?
Angry Horseman.
Donzo, yes. So when you say that, Donzo begins to fume up, and of all the places you wouldn't expect any sort of assistance from. Why am I forgetting his fucking name? Mjolkarth puts a hand on Donzo's side and kind of gently pets him and says, "Calm down, buddy. We're here to discuss, not to fight for the moment."
And I say clearly,
Oh, no,
as
I said something already.
Yeah, and then Gorm is gonna. That happened at the same time as you, Jess, and Kyle. And he will say, "How can you possibly defend one who killed the defender of a village, the sole defender of that village? Who knows what's happened to it since?"
I'm not defending the Jinn. I'm defending, as you know, Connie, who was. I'm defending her.
Ignorant.
Yes.
And sided with the wrong team.
Exactly.
If she were alive, she'd tell you the same.
But that's my point,
The
though, is
Jinn
that you're saying
are
that the Jinn.
evil.
But you're saying that the Jinn fighters are evil. And I'm saying maybe they're not evil, maybe they're, as you just said, ignorant.
I'm saying fighters are terrorists, and the Jinn are evil.
and I say, I don't know how we got into the Jinn. We're not withholding information because we want to.
Yes, you asked us why we were protecting Bank or why we hid our information on Bank.
Yes. We are just saying our only experience with the Jinn fighters was from Connie, which is why we took a cautious approach to the information we gathered until we found definitive evidence in our minds to what we should do. And we have chosen to share this information with you because we trust and believe in you. I think, if anything, that should show you that, you know, what kind of people we are, and, you know, that we trust and believe in you and are on your side.
And because we had a positive relationship with Connie, when we met Bank, we thought we might have a positive relationship with him until we found out, you know, the Orgirimono, and he told us the bad things about you, and that's where our tainted view, based on his view, originally came from. That's now been since straightened out.
Slanesh will turn to you, Kargar, and say, "So why don't you tell me about your experience with Bink? I can only imagine he's the person that Strizo described to us, moving through the stone floors then."
Yeah, Strizo and, what was the other guy's name? Edward? No.
It was Eduardo, wasn't it?
Was it Eduardo? Okay.
Maybe you said that, now it's stuck in my head. Doesn't matter. He is not important. We'll go with Eduardo.
Oh, yeah, those two people, yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened. But he said that it was a test, and he never hurt them. And so he's like, we actually saved them. And so Strizo knows us, and we know Strizo, but we saved Strizo.
From my understanding, he threw them in a prison to test you.
It was the king's prison, so it wasn't like an illegal prison. It was an actual, like, legal, you know, there wasn't enslavement or anything.
A prison.
Here's the thing, is we were talking to them, and they disappeared. We decided to find him. We were approached by Banks about this organization, and he said that it was a test. Most of us had no intention of ever joining the Irigini-mono, but we wanted to save the people that we were talking to because we were already interested in going to your organization. He threw a lot of misinformation at us, and we needed to sort through it before we knew who to trust. If we were going to trust him, which obviously we didn't, if we were going to trust you, which obviously we need more information, or if we were going to stay neutral in both parts and just go out on our own and do what we felt was right.
Lisa will interject. and say, Kargar, you said that in game?
I was just backing up what she was saying, basically. Yeah.
But yes, you said that in game.
Yeah.
Okay. Lisa will turn to you both and said, so I'm sorry. I seem to recall, as the story went, that you all came back upstairs after freeing the prisoners, and the king set his guards on you. Then I recall that the piano player, who I'm being told is now big, approached you all swords drawn, ready to slay you all for freeing the prisoners that he had put in there.
He was doing this as a test. We were never...
And you chose to withhold this information from...
We chose the path of finding information and of doing the right thing. We needed to check to make sure, just because one person is necessarily bad does not mean that the person that they are against is not also necessarily bad. We need...
which one's about science? It's, Yolkarth. Okay. Sorry.
And Daniel, I see you chimed in with that. And the, Slanesh will say the Jinn fighters were not. They were our allies. Some of us still remember fighting side by side them. Guild was young. And then they betrayed our shared image for power. For power tainted by the evil Jinn. What makes you think what the Jinn told you was true? You could just as easily be puppets in their hands as the old Varnermen were. And he will turn to Lisa and say, personally, I do not necessarily think that these are the right people for the job. I think we may be barreling towards a new round of what we've already experienced.
I think that us coming back and telling you these things and discussing them with you shows you that, again, we are looking for information and that we have backed with you, which is why we have continued to tell you all that we can and are willing to back you up. I think that this shows that we are continuing towards what we feel is good and righteous with the world and to protect people. The main thing we want to do is protect people. I am not here to simply kill people for no reason. I am not here simply to say yes to every order. I thought this guild was about doing what was good, and that if we did not believe in the cause, that we could tell you about it. It seems that you're pushing us in a way without using our own minds and our own righteousness to your own senses, without letting us discover for ourselves what is true. You are blatantly putting your own personal feelings and forcing us are not being mean to us, are I don't know what right word to use. Forcing us to your way of thinking or being mean to us because of our way of thinking, when before you said that you wanted us to be righteous and good and to protect and all these other things. What is wrong with using our own minds to discover what is right and what is good and what should be done? Just because a child doesn't understand at the first learning session doesn't mean they stop learning. They continue to learn until they see the truth of it and learn it deep inside and remember it always. It seems that you're punishing us for not immediately trusting you when you yourself do not immediately trust others.
I have two things to add to that. I think that was really good, Jess. Two things, though. One would be, I look over at Mjolkarth, because he's the science guy, and I say, if you have a hypothesis, you don't just assume it's true. You're all about facts and logic, so you test it, you run studies, and then you tell people about your hypothesis and how you've proved it. That's how that works. And then I look over at like Donzo or like one of the military person, or even the stealth person, and I say, if you have intel, but you're not positive on it, you double check your sources, you keep on, investigating, and then you only spread that word once it's gospel, once it's truth. So I would say, if I could appeal to your your areas of study, in facts of logic and matter and truth. That's what I would have to add to that.
He will respond. He'll say, well, it is an interesting way of phrasing what you're trying to say, but let me propose to you my hypothesis. Personally, I don't believe that you six had any ill intentions, and I am of the mind to forgive and forget. But by your own merits, the hypothesis should be tested. So let me put it to you from our point of view for a second here. What we know about you, and he will quickly turn to Agios and Lyrex and say, before I continue, this is in regards to the other four. So you two should not feel as threatened as perhaps the rest should. And so he will turn back to the rest of you, and he's kind of addressing everyone. What we know about you is you are people that associated and grew up with a known terrorist, then met another known terrorist, and hid that information from the group you joined. And then went to learn of the evil Jinn and tried to argue that they're not as evil as we perceive they are. All under a potential guise of being cursed to not give us information. We have no real way of knowing if you are just lying to us and using us, the way the Jinn used our other allies. For all we know, the reason you're saying that you can't say what the Jinn have spoken is because it would prove lies under a zone of truth. We have no reason to trust you.
At this point, I step forwards and I draw my sword and I put it into the floorboards, both hands on the hilt, and I cast a Zone of Truth. And at this point, my channel divinity comes through, the wings come out and all, and I say, me and my allies, who I have known for not long, but trust to no bounds, mean you no ill will and have gained vast knowledge on the truths of this world. Everything we have said is the truth. And if you take that as a lie, then you misdoubt the ways of the world itself. My magic will ensure that all we speak is truth, and everything up to this point has been nothing but truth.
Question about Zone of Truth. Does it compel you to talk if you don't want to answer?
No, you just can't tell a deliberate lie.
Okay. All right, good. So you can't force us to say something that would kill us. Okay, cool.
No.
I will keep transforming, giving. In the new order.
Wait, no, he literally told you not to, Sean. He literally said it would kill you if you kept transforming.
No, I'm transforming in something else. As long as they know for the future.
Shadgur.
Yeah, Lenga.
Hold on, I'm looking. The only way any of them are going to figure out is if I do. Because they're all me.
You're gonna die,
I figured
bro.
out
You're
the
gonna
last
die.
one. I should be able to figure out this one, right?
And I
mean,
say,
one is easy. I can't figure out what's the
after
one.
he did that, I would say, I'm a simple person. I come from a very isolated tribe. For a long time, I did not know anything about the Jinn fighters. I knew Connie long before I knew anything about Jinn fighters. I knew of her kindness and her strength to protect and her training to do the same. I did not come out into this world to do evil. I came out in this world to protect and to grow according to my beliefs. I understand that you do not always trust everything we say. Under this Zone of Truth spell, I always try to do the right thing. And as I said, I did not know of the Jinn fighters growing up. I only knew of Connie.
Oh, sorry.
I was just showing them that I was favored. You know what I mean? Like, I have not lied to them at all that I know of.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, lie by omission, but yes.
Well, not really. Pretty much, I'm generally straightforward.
Yeah, no, but the whole group definitely lied by omission several times. But
that's Me.
I have done nothing malicious since I've been separated from the hive mind. My hive mind times, when I was separated, that the separation is amnesia. But post that, I've done nothing with malicious intent, and I have, yeah, that's what I add to that.
And I say, I do not think that finding out information and truly finding the answers to figure out what to do right, we should not be penalized. I understand.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Go ahead. No.
I was gonna say at this point I lift my hand and put it against my chest and say, I swear on my Lord when I say this, we are on the path of salvation.
Lisa kind of tries to calm everyone down, and she takes a big breath in herself. All right. I think that this has been a very emotional discussion, and I would like your group to leave while we all discuss the information we have received.
Oh, Max, can you get me the names with underneath the numbers in that order, please?
I
have idea.
Yes, I can put a name on all.
I know we got.
I have idea.
Sorry.
Oh wait, no.
I know we got sidetracked by the whole Bink thing. Was Nito gonna ask anything about? Because Nito had found that way to communicate with me.
Nito remained completely silent the entire time.
Yeah, no. What was he? Okay, so he was never planning to ask more questions with silent answers, kind of a thing. Okay.
If he was planning on it, he probably would have.
Yeah. Well, no, we got distracted by the bank thing, so I didn't.
No. I know that there it is. Nameplate. Save. Okay, so you guys, I assume you all leave, no problem, right?
Danielle said something.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you desperately want to know about it, if it's real, I can prove it if it would let you trust my group. And Lisa says, please, for the moment, we just need a recess.
Okay. Then I will say, I say I respect your wishes. If you have any questions or need to discuss anything, I am open to it, and I will tell you all I can under the guise of something that would not harm me in doing so. And I kind of, bow a little bit and am ready to get going.
I ripped my fucking sword out of the floorboards and I rehilt it.
So I look at my love, and I kind of give him the eyes, like, don't be mad at me.
Daddy Gorm.
I mean, Gorm knew. Gorm knew that we knew Connie, and I don't think the rest did. They'll probably be mad at Gorm.
He kind of looks away.
As we walk out, I telepathically say to the group, well, we certainly didn't know that would be the reaction.
I turn to you guys and I just kind of pat you on the back and go, aren't you glad I have Zone of Truth?
Yes, that was a good idea. Thank you, Agios.
Such a handy spell.
Oh, I'm at 20 AC now.
Hey, welcome to the 20 AC group.
Oh, 1 sec. I'm gotta let my cat inside.
How many of us have 20 AC now, by the way?
How I have it right now? Because I have a plate armor and a shield.
No, I asked how many of us have it now. Because I think three of us have 20 AC.
Oh, everybody has 20 AC? Oh,
this is the first time
I have gained 20 AC.
Oh, Kargar also has 20.
Oh, okay, then 4 of us have it.
Guys, I have 16 AC. How could you?
It's okay. We'll take the hits for you.
No, but here's the thing. I can do 6 attacks at once with 20 AC, and then I can use magic on every single 6 attacks as well, so 12 attacks.
I can do 8 attacks.
Guys, I'm so sad. What if Gorm doesn't like me anymore?
21 AC plus shield.
It's okay. If he doesn't like you, then you can
It wasn't meant to be. I have always been very truthful to the fact where, like, I have almost no filter. I mean, I'm learning the world, but you know what I mean? Like, I get mad when...
You can't say saying that. All four of us, with the exception of Os and Lyrics, have been literally lying to them since the beginning, sketchily and lying.
We haven't been lying. I haven't been lying.
Yeah.
For a while there, we didn't tell them that we were recruited. We held that close to the chest for a while.
That doesn't matter. Just because we didn't tell them right away doesn't mean we were lying.
Everybody can agree lying by omission is still lying. If somebody cheats on somebody and they just don't tell them, that's still lying.
Kyle, that's not what happened. They didn't know.
Guys, I'm
withheld
going to
it.
transform into a lot of things, and I'm going to make Max a living cow real quick.
Oh my god.
I'm going to transform into over
John, you want
200 characters.
You want this to happen so badly, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think you're gonna die by the end.
You're gonna die.
I'm going to do this.
He literally told you if someone figures out your code, you probably will die, and you're like, "Yup, still gonna do it."
And Dragonborn telling you that. Dalton, what?
They didn't ask about it. They didn't know about it, so it's not lying.
Yeah, I'm telling them, and it's just like,
No,
I
that's
told
what I'm
you
saying.
before.
There were times when they're like, "What does your group know? What did you find out?" And we
But
told them
here's
half truth.
here's the thing: is we told them that we were, attempted to be recruited. We told them that we had to save people. We told them that stuff. The only thing we didn't say was the name of the person who tried to recruit us.
They also didn't know about Connie. They also didn't know about Fuji.
Gorm knew
didn't
about
ask
Connie.
about it.
Gorm knew
This
about
is
Connie.
Telepathically, they still don't know about Fuji, and they still don't know that we know Gorm, and so that's all I'm thinking. And so you're right, Daniel. They don't know about it, but
This
at
is
some
so
point,
much.
if they do ask, and we have to tell them, they're going to look at that as more lying and more omitting. So we still have back. They think it is.
Alright,
I
anyway,
think it's not lying.
what's happening now that we finished this meeting?
Yeah,
I
no
don't
lies
know,
have
I'm
left
going
my
to
mouth.
tell them-
You guys are. I'm to discuss among yourselves and get a battle plan ready for what's to come. Try and figure out what they're gonna say and figure out what you're gonna say back. I am gonna go wash my dinner bowl and grab a drink and take a quick fiver because we've been talking a lot. Oh yikes!
All right, I'm gonna take this time to go to the bathroom then.
Get ready to cipher some juicy stuff real quick.
Oh my god. All right.
So anyway, figure all that out and I will be back.
All right, I'm going to the bathroom.
And if at all possible, I would like everyone to keep the chat clear while Lyrics makes me try and cipher stuff. If anyone else is trying to message me something and not directly talking to me, but instead of messaging it over Roll20, just PM it to me in Discord. I'll see it that way as well.
Or maybe he could just give you the answer as well, so that you don't have
Just from his standpoint and from my standpoint. Does that seem like anywhere near as fun as needing to
to.
Also, if he solves the puzzle, Sean instantly dies. So
That's
I mean,
true.
Well, I'm transforming.
You
I'm not
technically
saying
don't
it.
know.
We don't know yet. I'm going to give it a try.
Oof. All right.
Okay,
So
so
I-
what
Bathroom.
happened?
Oh,
I
I'm
would
gonna
think-
I'm gonna tell the group exactly what the Jinn told us by changing the different things.
Kyle, can I get a recap from where you left off, which was you were at the life tree, whatever, talking to the
Jinn. Yeah.
You find out about Jinn number 5. You leave. There's some
Yeah.
people there. Yeah.
We got attacked by the Origiri Mono as we were trying to head back to the elves. We defeated them, but they got away. Team Rocket is blasting off again style. Then we got back to the elf place. We went to the council to fill them in on what we learned, although we couldn't tell them everything because of the curse. And when we got there, not only were the elves there, but also some of the Varnermen were there from the Adventurers Guild.
Right.
And we filled them in on what we learned, and then we teleported back to the Adventuring Guild. And then we met Vito, a Panther type guy. He came to my room and he asked me questions. I couldn't answer them. He got angry at me until eventually he figured out that he could ask me questions by me being silent. Yeah. So then we went to the meeting and we started to tell them stuff about what we learned. And then telepathically, we all decided, hey, we all trust the guild now. Should we tell them? And they wanted us to go on a mission to find out who's the leader or who the higher ups. And we already know about Faith. So I'm like, guys, is this the moment we tell them about Faith? And we all said yes. And so then we told them, and then they had like a meltdown and like had a temper tantrum and freaked out at us. And so, because they're like, you've been lying to us the whole time. Are you secretly working against us? What's going on? Why are you lying to us? And when did you know? And we had to explain that we knew basically since we were raised by, we were protected by Connie, who was a Jinn fighter, and then, which Gorm already knew. And then we told them that we met Bink on the journey, and then Bink tried to recruit us. Bing told us that the Adventuring Guild were evil, and since we trusted Connie, we trusted Bing. And then we turned out we couldn't trust Bing. We joined you guys, and you guys are good, and Bing sucks, and Bing tried to kill us several times. So we now trust you guys. And they're like, you should always trust us. What are you talking about? We hate you now.
Right.
Maybe
What I got from that is that they were upset that you didn't tell them what you knew immediately. And how I feel about that personally is if you don't ask, how am I supposed to know to tell you?
That is, yes, and I think that on a grand scale is true. But I think in universe, if they ask us like, hey, we want you to go here and find out stuff about the Origiri Mono, I think your lead, your general, your lieutenant or whatever would expect you to say, if you already have intel about the Origiri Mono, you should turn that over to your leader if you're going on an intel mission. You know what I mean? So I think that's probably, yeah.
All right, I'll mute myself again.
Kyle,
Thanks for
I'm
filling me
only
in.
like 5 words in, and it's over like 60 digits real quick. The Code of Changelings. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Will I die? I don't
Is this
know.
Thieves' Cant?
No, this is not Thieves' Cant. I'm transforming for every single letter of a sentence into a different person.
Well, yeah.
And I'm telling them the entirety of what the Jinns told us through Changeling.
But okay. Yeah, but you also said you're using numbers somehow because you counted out 26 letters and you put a 1 through 26 each letter.
Yes.
You're putting numbers down, not letters.
No,
Right?
no, I'm transforming
Oh.
into the Vardelman with each number.
Yes. So why were the numbers corresponding to the letters important?
Because the numbers are the letters if you times it by 2. They also correspond with 2 letters with each person now.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Just so I can tell them what's been going on.
I'm gonna get a drink.
I like the idea, but how would your character know how to do that?
It's like, alright, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. Like, cool, let me do this. I haven't gone through the first line. All I got is the Jinn locked up a shadow Jinn, and that's all I got so far. That's a lot of stuff. This is a lot. This is so much work. But I must do it to further the plot.
I think the final thing of the plot is to have someone who can undo a curse, but it's neutralize this person.
I'm back.
Alright, I got the first sentence.
All right, I'm back.
Max, I got the first sentence. I'm still not done yet.
Okay, wait a second. I have a question.
What's up?
I'm seeing a bunch of numbers in order.
Yeah.
How are you conveying these numbers to the Varnamen in theory?
I'm transforming into the Valderman, and with a different letter, transforming back to myself.
Got it. So and transform back to yourself?
Yeah,
so
for
that's
12 and
through-
24.
That's 1 through 12.
Yes, and then times by 2. They also correspond with a different one. like 13 goes back to 1, and then so on and so forth.
So each person represents 2 numbers.
Correct.
How did you get the Varnerman to know who was what number?
I'm just saying this in my head, and I hope they understand what I'm about to do.
I hope they don't.
Alright. But it's pretty good so far. I got 1 sentence in, and I'm going to the next one. I'm gonna try and explain what the Jinn told us through transforming into them.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that everything you're saying happened. You start doing this transforming once you're back in.
Like,
Yes?
once... I'm just gonna point to myself and then, like, transform into these people, into those, like...
Once you meet back up in there, yes?
Yeah, once they ask us questions, like, point at me, and then, like... that type of stuff. And if you want to crack the code, crack the code.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll 11 intelligence checks.
See, Max, I'm making the characters think.
I don't have monetization.
Max, you didn't expect this?
I expected someone to try and cheese me around. I didn't necessarily expect specific this happened.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that it's still the cipher's still wrong. There's like only 2 misspells, but still.
Also, is this really a code when it's just the different letters of the alphabet?
No,
I'm transforming into Voldemort. I don't think the Jinn are going to, like, why is he transforming into these people at these certain times?
Yeah, no, Max said if he figures out what the code means, then the Vardaman did, which means the Jinn did.
To be fair,
yeah,
I did not say that.
Oh, okay.
Eavesdrop said that.
Eavesdrop did said that, yes.
So if he wants to take the risk, even though
100%.
Eavesdrop said that, that's all him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's just he now understands. There's no way he can interpret it any other way as you're running the risk that I'm going to kill you right now.
Yeah. But I'm going to have some fun with this real quick.
I have no... Dude, you live
no
your
problem.
own life.
Thanks.
I'm just saying, if this character was gonna go away, it had a much cooler opportunity to go away last session. And you're out here risking it all right now.
I'm giving information without giving information.
You're directly giving information. There's no
That I'm like forgetting about. What?
You were not privy to it.
Yeah. Sorry it took so long. I accidentally scratched a freckle off and I was just bleeding everywhere, which was fun.
Oh, was Daniel not here
Nice.
last week?
No, he was.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, everyone was here last week.
Yeah.
No, it's what happened between me and Fuckface there. Sean was between me and Fuckface.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
God.
You can have your moment.
No, you can't. Fuck your moment.
I don't want to type all these numbers. And I'm not even done with the second sentence.
Oh my
Give
God.
up on the cipher and live another day.
All right. So is everyone ready to go back in? Because if so, we'll.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay,
someone
well-
figured it out.
Yeah.
I've just had that sitting there for like 5 minutes. Like.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys go back in.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Lyrics, as soon as you walk in, do you point yourself and start transforming?
Yep.
Roll a new character.
Oh, stop that.
I'm leaving. God.
Describe his death at least. Come on, give it to
Yeah,
us.
I'm going to. So you point to yourself and start transforming, and Lisa is like, for the love of fucking God, she's so done with your shit. And Eavesdrop holds up a hand and says, please. He's trying to tell us something in code, in hopes that the gene will
Do
not
I
slay
finish
him.
the code or no?
In hopes that the gene will not slay him. So let's everyone try and decipher, since he is risking his life for it. You get through sentence 1, and it looks as everyone looks for a second. It seems Galeria, Hargens, and Easegraph all recognize what has been said. And then, all of a sudden, Lyrex, you drop to the ground, unable to breathe. Air is literally leaving your body. You're drying up. Your skin, it's like a balloon deflating, tightening around you, and you just fall an empty corpse.
Hey.
That
You
did
really
not
wanted
look
to do that.
pleasant.
At this point, I'll kneel down next to him and kind of give him a prayer.
Immediately, Gorm gets up and walks towards him and casts Revivify, trying to bring him back. It fails.
Oh. Well,
I just
Lyris is dead.
and I say I get down and I put her head in my lap, and I pet her dry husk, and I look sadly up at Gorm, and I just shake my head.
Max, do I see them as my spirit going to heaven?
Yes, sure.
And
Alrighty.
it's like, revenge me. Revenge me. I have failed you.
I
I'm
think
gonna
she
join my
wants
friends.
her brain.
I'm joining my friends in heaven.
And I say
Revenge me.
I pull out my great axe and I stand over the body, and I say to Kargar, I told you what would happen if you tried to eat any of our brains.
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm not.
I think that was out of game.
Yeah, that was vile.
I'm going to my god now.
Alright.
I shall now use this character for the next
If you were gonna
campaign.
die, you might as well have just fucking said it, dude.
Can I
I wanted to do the code.
He may not have died, is the thing. He was taking a chance. Sunnyhoo, the room kind of falls silent for a sec there, and Lisa, gets up and walks towards the end of the room, and opens the door and calls an assistant who comes and takes Lyrix's body. And Lyrix's body starts to get taken away, and Lisa looks up and says, he will have a proper funeral tomorrow that you will all be advised to attend. She will have a proper funeral.
And I say she sacrificed her life to try to show you the information you wanted and to show you that we were truthful. This is what you've wrought.
I mean, I telepathically, I'm like, she did it to herself.
I glare at
Lisa
Kargar.
will sit back down and say, then she sacrificed herself in vain.
At this point, I cast my hand
shit.
out and spit at her direction. I say, "You reap what you sow, because of your
Lisa?
distrust." Yeah, at least Lisa. Like,
Spit at the fart of it.
I'll do what I fucking want.
I catch the spit. I catch it.
No, I think he's over here.
Kargar
and
catches
you're
it in
over
his
here.
mouth and goes, mmm.
My echo, I teleport my echo instantly over in front of him to catch the spit.
And Nito kills it. Alright, so you spit in that direction.
I spit in that direction, and then I kind of cast my hand out in outrage, and I say, "How dare you disgrace my allies like this? You reap what you sow." And at this point, I follow the guy that's taking Lyrix's body out of the room. I follow them out.
Which of the Vardaman
character?
Lisa will turn to you and say, "You're welcome, Venny's, but I suggest you stay and hear what is to be said of your other ally."
I just ignore her and I glare in her direction.
Which of the Vardaman got the code?
Hargens, Galeria, Easegraph.
Okay.
At this point, I can't stand to be in the same room as someone who disrespects someone who's just given their life up like that.
Okay. That's your choice, homie.
So I'm just gonna leave the room now.
We
Yep,
can't
I'm
say
gonna pull you
anything
guys
about.
off the map.
We can't say anything about the code. Are they gonna? Did they translate it for the other members? Those three.
They are not doing anything. They will say aloud. Easegraph will say aloud. I understood the code, and I saw that Galeria and Hagrins did as well. However, we are not going to do anything as risky as Lyrex just did. We shall not be discussing what was said until the rest of you are out of the... as we are not 100% sure how this magic will work. The last thing we want is more of you to die just because we were hasty in our discussion.
You want us to leave? You can have a part 2 discussion, then we come back?
No. We will do that. What was said, I'm deeming. And he turns to everyone else, kind of, as he says I am deeming, to everyone else to gesture that if someone else disagrees, they can chime in, but this is what his opinion is. And he says, I believe that what we are currently going to discuss is of a separate matter of what was just ciphered to us. And we should address our internal matters before we begin worrying about the djinn and where we move from here. The most important thing is that we, as a group, and he's gesturing towards not only the Varnerman, but can cooperate in such trying times.
Is there no rune magic?
Yes.
So Lisa will everyone will sit down, and Lisa is going to take the lead, and she says, Gorm, I believe it is you who should discuss what we had just discussed, as you are the reason for these four joining our cause. Gorm kind of looks down for a second. He's been actively trying not to get in what's going on. And he says, very well, and he stands up. And he looks over you all, and he says, in the order, in the timeline of what has happened leading up to right now, we are going to discuss our opinions on the event transpired. And we will discuss things with Agios separately, as we do not necessarily consider him involved in the current situation. And you guys can tell that Donzo is visibly sad by the loss of Lyrex. Like, he's not paying as much attention or as stern as he usually is. You can clearly tell that this is hitting him harder than he wants it to be. So, Gorm is going to say, before you joined us, you were close allies with Connie, who was defending your home. We can easily understand the relationship you had there. And some of us remember Connie and knew how kind and wonderful she was. We have nothing to say of your relationship with her. After discussing it, we can understand the immediate decision to withhold your information about Bink, as he was once a close ally of your now dead mentor. And that is a weird situation to be put in. However, we are under the assumption that once you began going on missions for us 11, there was a trusting relationship. Are we incorrect to assume this?
To be honest, this was our first mission, and we just returned from it.
That is true.
Yes.
Yes.
That is true.
Complete
You took on several missions at once, and if I would say at the very worst your second mission, as you were given a separate mission in the field.
Yes, this is our first time returning to the base, though. Yeah.
Wait, no,
Yes.
we did finish 3. Yep.
Yes, but not those. One of them, a few of your missions were given to you, whereas 2 of your missions were given to you by these people, whereas your other missions were chosen by you, not linked to these. So Gorm will say, we are under the assumption at the moment that once you had started taking direct missions from us involving the Uragiri mode, it's a trusting relationship. At least there was on our end. Are we incorrect to assume this?
You were sending us on to gather information, And I would say once we did gather that information, that solidified our trust in you.
So you would say you did not trust us 11 until you made it to the world tree.
No. Until we, guys, when did we fight the Nolan stuff? Like with the Knolls
In
and
Volford.
yeah, I would say would you guys say that's true? In Volford when we fought, was that the first Orgiri Mono fight? When was the first year ago?
The first proper one. You technically didn't fight the Uri, but the person you were fighting who nearly killed you all was immediately recruited into the Urigiri.
Yes, and then we also fought the... Yes, so I would say that. I would say in Volford, that's when our trust in you was solidified because of... oh, guys, I'm dumb. Should we just... I telepathically say this to the group. Like, guys, I forgot. Fink literally said to us that if the Adventuring Guild opposed him and we helped them oppose him, he would murder. Do we want to bring that up?
That was brought up, I'm almost positive.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure you've already said that.
Okay. Yeah.
They
so
just
then,
when you said that, they honestly completely ignored you saying
that's fair.
that.
So yeah,
if you'd like to reiterate it, you may.
Because I guess telepathically, I'll be like, I guess I want to draw the line between in Volford, they tried to attack us for an information mission, so our information turned into their violence. That solidified to us that the Origiri Mono were evil and that the Adventuring Guild were righteous and good. So maybe something like that, guys? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So Daniel, Kaiser, Remy, you agree to this?
Yes.
I wouldn't say righteous and good.
Yeah, I would say we.
I'll leave that part out. Yeah, so I'll say.
But wait a second. I want to be very clear here. Yeah. You would say that that's when you trusted the adventurers. Yes.
Yes, I would say that once we had started the quest and we saw that their quests were good, while the Origiri Mono were trying to hunt us down and kill us, that solidified who was the good guy and who was the bad guy.
Gorm will then follow up with, that is what our interpretation of the situation was as well. However, at that time, you were on a mission to gather information about the Urigiri Mono and report it to us.
Mm-hmm.
You immediately were greeted by Varnerman Hitsugaya, who asked about the information you had obtained. While it did not directly relate to your mission, at that point, a trust had been established, and you had decided to oppose the Urigiri Mono and assist us. And yet, still, at that time, and any subsequent times you had seen any Varnerman, and letters were sent to us Varnerman as well, never once was it mentioned that you were aware that Bink was a member of the Urigiri Mono.
I have a super easy answer to this. I already thought about that. It's because, you're right, we did meet Hitsugaya in the field. We did send letters back and forth. But as we know, the Origiri Mono are everywhere. They have people undercover. They have people in disguise. They had threatened us. They said if we told you, they'd murder us. So at that point, yes, we decided to tell you. But we waited until we were within the guild halls and back within its protection to tell you in front of the whole council. So we told you the second we got back and we're in front of you. You know what I mean? When we were
wouldn't say the second.
Okay, not the second. Not the second. But that's when we told you. We told you we were in the safety of this confine.
I'm going to say we 100% agreed to come to this council and to talk to you. We have not meant, we're not holding this information as a detriment to you and your cause. That was never the intention. The intention was, like we said, to gather information, but we needed to discuss it in a situation where it would be safe and that we could all talk together. Also, as we've seen so far, there are previous members of this guild who have joined the Irigiri Mono, so we needed to be in a situation where we could have a trust, and with the people who we know we could trust to share this information and not just let it get out to the guild anywhere, depending on who we give notes to or who they tell or anything like that. Like, all information cannot always be shared directly as you get it. It needs to come out in the best way possible to make the best decisions as a group and to make sure everyone's safe. Also, if it were to get out that we told you, it would then be detrimental to you if you were to try to use us to infiltrate and or speak to other and to be close to those again. Our information gathering would not have been as capable if we had given you that information right away and had gotten into the wrong hands.
You had already given Varnerman Gaia information about the Urigiri Mono, and your experiences there in that moment. There was no reason to withhold the Bink information there or any of the other times you had communication with the Varner. No excusable reason.
I would think that a communication or knowledge or fact about either the leader or the second in command would call upon prying eyes. That would 100%. If there were spies or someone who was looking for information and they got a letter that talked about the second in command or the leader, that would 100%.
If your excuse is worrying about spy, then no information should have been shared with Hitsu Gaia in that moment. A more private setting should have been requested. Or even the statement of, we will withhold this information for the entire court.
That's a fair point. I think in our minds there was the segregation.
I think sometimes when you're in the heat of something that just happened, you don't always make the best situations. I think that we've been holding this information for a while. I think that after our battle...
I can agree that your intents were never unpure. And I believe I speak for the 11 of us, based on our past conversation here, that we do not believe that you four are an enemy or are in any way a threat to our cause. However, I must make it clear now that we are viewing this incident as insubordination. After the initial trust was founded, something of that caliber needed to be known immediately. It is very likely that Bink was the person who you encountered at the World Tree. And had we known before sending you to the World Tree that the Urigiri Mono had members as strong as Bink in their ranks, we would not have simply sent you six into death's clutches.
I think that also worked in your favor because he was, quote unquote, trying to seduce us to the dark side. I think we gained more information that you would have not already have pertained than if...
From your original story, it seems as though he is not trying to bring you to the dark side. He told you blatantly that he would kill you.
But in our fight against the Urigiri Mono the second time, they offered us the chance to join again, as we told you.
Yeah, we told them that.
Is a strong statement. The one you fought did.
Yes, the winged one offered his hand.
The one we fought would have had to have permission to offer that. A low-ranking new person
Max,
would not have the ability to offer that choice.
It's already in the campaign.
Nice. You can make all of the justifications you wish, and it will not change the fact that we are viewing the fact that you left out this information as an act of insubordination.
When they say that, I telepathically ask the group, I'm like, hey guys, because they're literally saying now that when we leave information out, they count it as insubordination. They've told us that. So there's nowhere like, oh, we didn't know we should tell you. Do we want to come clean about things? I think the only thing they don't know then is Gorm, right? Is Gorm the only thing they don't know at this point? Oh, and Fuji.
Gorm?
What do you mean about Gorm?
Sorry, not Gorm.
Guren.
So we met Guren and that Fuji, our prior party member, is now an Urigiri Mono.
I don't even remember about Guren, so...
We met... Well, Guren was the old one.
No, just that you've met another Jin fighter. They don't know that you've had interactions with all three living. They think you've only interacted with two at this point.
Yeah. And
so what Kyle is asking is, should we take this as a message to say, give them the information about Fuji and let them know that we've met and know where Guren is? That's the question at the table.
Do we think that...
If we come clean now, we take all our spankings at once. Whereas, if we continue to withhold, then a year from now when this comes up again, or a couple missions from now when this comes up again, and they find out we were still withholding at this point, we then get a second level of punishment. I'd rather get one level of punishment for all the secrets rather than multiple punishments. So,
do we think that they would track her down and try to harm her in any way or fashion?
I think based on the fact that they just said, I mean, we can ask Max, but I think based on the fact that they said several of them look at Connie kindly, and they remember Connie kindly, and they don't think of them as evil. They think of them as ignorant. I would
I
think
can directly tell you that Gorm said before he knew that Bink was a member of the Uru that they had no interest in tracking down the remaining Jin fighters because they were not people of interest anymore. They seemed to just disappear and were not interfering with anything.
Yeah.
However, you have fair reason to believe that they may interact with Gurin out of potential fear that she is also working with the Uragiri Mono. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to track her down and slay her, but it's possible that depending on how things shake down, they will want to go talk to her at the very least.
And I think that us withholding that information could fuck our characters over. This is Kyle saying it. I think us withholding that could fuck our characters over in the future. But yeah, no, Kargar says, hey guys, yeah, so what is Legend? What is Dalton? What do you guys think? Sorry, Daniel and Kaiser. What
Thanks for not asking me, asshole.
No, because you were already talking. You were already taking an active part in it, Jess.
Hmm? You didn't ask me. You asked a question to the group, and then it's like, not Jess.
Sorry. No, because Andorra was already... Not Andorra, wow, sorry. Remington was already talking. Remy was already talking, and so I didn't feel the need to... Yeah.
Daniel.
Jess, I think he was just including the people that aren't commonly talking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, thank you. Remy. Okay, Daniel, yes, please.
Daniel just wants to tell him to fuck off, but he's holding his tongue so you guys don't get in trouble.
Okay. But do you... So you're pro withholding it then, Daniel?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually...
Okay.
Here's what I think.
Wait, no. Daniel said, well, actually. Daniel, finish.
Yeah, I misunderstood. Daniel's holding his tongue so he doesn't rant, but actually saying all the information is better.
Okay. Legend, do you have an opinion? Kaiser, I mean?
I wanted to say something to Lisa Lisa, but I feel like that would get me in more trouble because, out of character, I remember the moment that privacy didn't matter. Her right hand was kidnapped. So
oh yeah, but it was kidnapped by the person who we were talking to.
Yeah, but like what I'm referring to is more like you wonder why we even said it, withhold information because there's a chance they could just come by and attack us any moment.
Well, yeah, but then we already kind of made that argument, and then their response was, well, then why did you give Hitsugaya partial arguments? You should have given no arguments, and then got into his private place, and then told him.
They said that they understand the fear for your life argument, and the reasons that you were withholding information when you first joined the guild.
Yes,
what they are saying is all subsequent times you've had the chance to speak, you did not.
For that, it's always been like, the conversation has been... Am I mute?
No, you're.
No, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So for that, the conversation has all been driven elsewhere. It was never like when we were talking. It's like, oh, we should bring this up.
After a while, it just seemed like, didn't we tell them? But that's just out of character.
Okay, so yeah, but Kaiser, what do you think about telling them about Guren and Fuji? Getting all our secrets out at once and then moving on.
About who? Fuji and what?
Fuji, because he joined the Orgirimono, and Guren, who was the other Jin fighter we met when we climbed down the mountain.
Never mentioned Guren.
No, we didn't. They don't know about Guren. They don't.
I said never mention it, because we don't want her to be...
You say that, but I'm just afraid that at some point they'll find out through, like, a memory spell or, like, a truth spell, and then they'll find out that we knew and we've been withholding it for X amount of time. That's what I'm afraid of there.
Can I talk now?
No, not yet. And I don't think we should because I don't think she matters in that equation. She's more like just there.
She's a previous Jin fighter, and they're trying to find out information about the Jin. I think
but
she never mentioned
Jin fighter and somebody who's a Jin. We could just ignore that old Jin fighter.
The council won't look at it like that. They're going to view this as insubordination based on what they said. They said any kind of...
I'm a to deception if I really need to.
That's fair. Okay, Jess, what were you saying?
What I was going to say, my feelings is that I have loyalty to Connie. This other person, Goren, has lived throughout the town, has done snow, has lived by themselves, led a quiet life. Now all of a sudden, because Binks is an asshole, her life is going to be in danger, and she's going to have her quiet life ripped to turmoil. Who I am as a character and as a person, I would not say anything. If anything, I would say I would take my licks now, and honestly, from the way they're acting right now, I might leave the guild.
Because they're angry we lied? Or they're angry we
No,
withheld?
I
We
think,
did withhold.
no, what I think is that they're now showing their cards to me. I'm a
forgiving
righteous,
us.
I'm a
They're
right,
forgiving us.
Kyle,
Hold on a second, Kyle.
I'm a righteous person, and I want to be able to. I was told that this guild was to help people, to save people, to get information, all this stuff, all this really good stuff. And I can understand their point of view to a certain point. But if I am actively protecting someone who's doing no harm, and I would not consider them forcing that information from me when it's a completely innocent person to be okay. They're not involved with anything, and they're not...
Now, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I will interject quickly just to bring up 2 points here. Number one, the assumption that when you tell them, they have not asked you to divulge any more secrets, and I'm not saying it's not a fair assumption, Kyle, but it is at the moment an assumption that they will be mad if you didn't divulge the information about Gurren. However, in this situation, they did also take into account what has happened thus far. So, Jess, if you present that reason, imagine this comes out 1 year in game time from now, and they're pissed, like, didn't we already have this discussion, you fucking idiots?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you make that argument to them then, you, just like you had the chance to make your now, and it made them understand why you withheld when you first joined, and they just didn't understand for the future times, they could understand at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making any promises that they will or won't. I'm just saying you always do have the chance to present your case. It's just that doesn't necessarily mean they will view your cases. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So based on the group's feelings, we're all good with telling Fuji then. About Fuji. We just want to omit Gurren, but we do want to tell them about Fuji?
I don't mind.
Okay. So then I guess I would say, while we're discussing...
But here's the thing: is if we're saying that now, would that also lead to in the future? Why didn't you tell us about Gurren?
Well, I think we could say that. I think it would be fair to say you viewed her as a terrorist. We did not. We viewed her as our mentor's friend. I think there's things we could say that could excuse that away. Right?
I mean,
But-
we could just say we met her. We don't have to say where.
I don't want.
Oh, that's excellent. No, I really like that, Daniel. I really like that. If we just say we met her in the woods, that's not true. We did meet her in the woods, so it would pass the zone of truth. You know what I mean? We don't have to say where her house is. I love that. I love that, Daniel. That is really good. If everybody else is okay.
I would not be part of that conversation.
Well, we wouldn't be breaking any truth. It could be any woods anywhere. Or like any marketplace
Oh,
or
one
something.
zone of
You know?
truth. The zone of truth left.
You guys aren't under zone of truth right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
exactly.
left.
And even if they cast it in the woods, is still true.
But they're gonna know because of where we live, the general
I think
area
not,
she would
not
be.
even necessarily that. You've been to multiple woods. I just think if you bring up, oh, hey, by the way, while we're spilling secrets, we did see terror, they'll make you be specific about where you saw the terrorist at least.
Mm-hmm.
From there,
Okay.
you can try and lie, or you can try and argue we're not going to tell you because of this, or even potentially figure out their motives as to why do you want to know.
Yes, I like that. And then we can say, if you promise not to kill her, or if you promise not to, we will tell you. Like, that's a good point.
Here's the thing. They may be the government. Right now, we have the bargaining power. We know more than they do.
Would you
Here
be-
comes big
And
fight.
if they
would
kill
say
us,
with
they just
that-
lose all their information. So they can't
Jeff,
just
would you be
flat
okay?
out kill us.
I agree, yeah. Jess, would you be okay with that? That we just wouldn't tell them where she is unless they promised? If we
I
wouldn't
do
actually-
not want to even tell them about Gurren. I'm protective. I don't want to. I think that we don't tell them, they're gonna all out know where we were. They're gonna search the entire area. they're already suspicious of us, so they're gonna obviously be suspicious of her. I think that it's going to ruin her quiet, tranquil life where she just wants to be alone. She's not doing
I will
anything.
let you quickly know, Jess, they are not suspicious. They said that they do trust you here, and they're like, if they actually thought you intended them harm, the conversation would have gone very different from the start.
And
they
Gorm?
trust you and just think you've made a mistake, but are speaking as if they plan to punish that mistake.
And then Gorm literally said they had no plan to kill the past Jin fighters. They had no plan to track them down in that moment. Now, yes, at the time, because of Bink and the Jin fighters and the Jin now, I think they'd go and ask her questions. They would go to her house, knock on the door. Hey, tell us everything you know about the Jin. She is on the run from the Jin. She has no allegiance to the Jin at this point. She's probably going to answer their questions about the Jin, and I would think they would just let her go.
What I would think is they probably have her under a similar promise about saying certain things. And if she doesn't say certain things, what are they going to do to her?
Because she told us. She talked to us about the Jin. She told us things.
She told us very little.
Okay. If we can't agree,
so I'm not necessarily trying to sway anyone one way or the other, Jess. If you don't want to talk about Google, it's absolutely.
Yeah.
Soon I will come to.
We can move on. I think it has to be unanimous. I mean, unless somebody else wants to speak up, I'm not going to say it if Jess doesn't want. Sorry, Remy doesn't want to.
Yo, Max, what kind of firearms do I get?
I think that
we can discuss it later.
if we want to tell them about Agios, or not Agios, Fuji, that it would have to be in a delicate way.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
So I don't want you to start the conversation like, so just to put it out there, so there's nothing kept away. You know what I mean? I think you could say
what if I phrase it like this? I'll psychically say it to you. What if I phrase it like this? I'll say, while we're discussing members of the Origirimono, we actually do have intel on another member of the Origirimono. They're a low member, not high, but excuse me. We told you that we were they came to us and tried to recruit us. One member of ours did leave and go with them, so they did not come with us to the Adventurers Guild. You've never met them, but we do know that they are a member currently, and their name is Fuji and bloody bloody. I would even maybe bring up the thing that maybe Fuji might be the person because of the hat and the halo, and but maybe not. But okay, what do you guys think about that phrasing?
I think that would be fine.
That'd be fine on the Fuji thing, yes.
Okay, so Max, I say that.
Dalton, you're good with it too?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, repeat it, Kyle. Say it to them.
Okay. I say, so while we're discussing members of the Origirimono, we do actually have intel on one other member of the Origirimono that we haven't reported before, and it's that it happened before our time at the guild. When you already know that they approached us with the possibility of joining the Origirimono. One of our member, there were at the time 5 of us, or how many ever, but one of us did go and join the Origirimono. We all rejected it. We went to the Adventurers Guild. But that person, his name was Fuji, and he is a current Origirimono member. We have cut ties. We have had, as far as we know, no interaction with him since then. There have been times where we've run into masked figures that could have been him, but because they're wearing masks, we don't know. But we have not talked to him or seen him definitively since then. But he is definitely a member.
So the room falls silent for a second, and Gorm looks at everyone and says, well, I have been chosen to speak on this case, and unless there are any objections, I think it showed good judgment to disclose that information here and now, and I do not wish to add it to anything we are holding against these people. And he kind of looks across the Varnerman to see if anyone is trying to disagree.
I will add that Gorm met Fuji, so Gorm actually knows who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
But Gorm just assumed he didn't come and become a member of the Adventurers.
Okay. Yes.
Like, Gorm has no reason to assume, or before now.
Gotcha. Upon Gorm saying that, I telepathically messaged the rest of the group. Hey guys, he just said good job for telling them, and said, we got the sense that he was very proud of us for doing that. And Are we sure we don't want to maybe tell them something about Guren or a hint at Guren or just something so we can move on with like?
No.
Cool. Just double checking. Cool. Okay. Yeah. I don't say anything then.
Okay.
I hate this. I hate this so much. It's gonna bite us
I
in the
am
ass.
just a turtle.
It's gonna bite us in the ass so badly. I
If
know
they
it.
are going to punish us for protecting an innocent person, then perhaps they are not whom we should be involved with. I am
Just
here.
You're making a lot of assumptions with
Yeah.
the word innocent.
Yeah.
Those people have been branded terrorists, and all you know about it is that they worked with the Jinn, but you actually know nothing about any of the Jinn fighters.
Yeah. We don't know. The word terrorism isn't thrown around that much, and so I would imagine terrorism means they could have
well,
done.
I
You
just-
also know that the 4 Jinn fighters were.
You cut out.
So at the
You
very
cut out.
least, they.
Max,
you
cut
also
out.
know
We
that.
didn't
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
hear- Yes.
You also know that the 4 Jinn fighters were 4 of the original 11 Varnermen. So it's a fair assumption to say that at least at one point, their goals aligned with these people. Guren also spoke very highly of the adventure.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, to be fair, on the it is on the word terrorist. To the British back in the day, our founding fathers were terrorists.
That's
True. Absolutely true.
I guess what I would say in my mind is that for many years,
Jess, Legend is still talking.
And they were justified on defeating that tyrant.
yeah.
What were you going to say, Jess?
I guess in my mind eyes is she clearly retired. She's been shoveling snow around our village for all of our entire life. She lives alone in the forest. She does not leave. She's clearly not going out and terrorizing people and going on quests and doing this and that.
Well, yeah.
Again, I'm not saying that you should throw Guren under the bus. I'm just saying that you're throwing around the word innocent a lot. You don't really have any evidence to support innocence. You know, I could go kill 7 people today and then live a peaceful life in the rest of my mountain. It doesn't live a peaceful rest of my life in the mountain. It doesn't necessarily mean I should be brought to justice.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I am completely impartial. I just like to provide other points of view.
I actually would almost wonder now, we have no way of knowing, but I would almost wonder if Guren knew, if she's peace-loving now and she's no longer associated with the Jinn and all that, I would wonder if she knew that Bink was up to no good and that the Jinns could be up to no good and that, you know, the Origiri Mono and all that. I wonder if Guren knew all that, if she would actually want to be found or if she would volunteer to talk to the council about what she knows about the Jinn, because she doesn't want a cycle of what happened 20 years ago or whatever, like however long ago it was. So, but...
Yeah, but if you're going to take that route, that feels more like go to talk to her than
But here's the
tell
thing,
these
now the
guys
guild's
to
probably
figure
gonna,
out stuff.
but the guild's probably gonna watch us all the time now, so it's gonna be. But I would not be.
Turtle.
I would not be opposed to going to talk to Guren and see if she'll turn herself in knowledge. But we can move on.
Can we put Arcus into his next character?
I'm sorry, can you what?
Can we put Arcus in his next character?
Yeah.
I am the next
Arcus-
character, just won't have the information.
Yeah, the turtle never met the Jinn, so.
I know, I was making the joke. That's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I feel like he's gonna be the mole in our group to keep watch over us.
I am Turtle. I've
Okay,
lost
so-
grandchildren.
Anyway, because it's been kind of quiet because you guys have been talking,
Yeah.
continues. He says, we don't believe we need to make this an official court-martial. Again, we don't necessarily... We value your intentions, and we don't believe your intentions were any harm. Any step of the way. However, we do think that a few changes need to be made. One of those changes is twofold. So, very briefly, one of the 2 things we'd like to do is we'd no longer like you to accept quests from the quest board. Until this matter is fixed at hand, we need you and us working directly together to thwart whatever the Urigiri Mono is doing. And that is priority number 1. Out of a combination of out of a combination of you all showing that your judgment is not always aligned the way we'd like it to be, and out of concern for we did not realize how large a threat the Urigiri Mono is, we are going to give you a Varnaman to work with your crew in your coming missions. The Varnaman will act as head of your team instead of whoever was head beforehand. And as a gesture of good faith, we would like you to pick the Varnerman that you bring with you.
Ooh.
This guy.
We
will it be different every
we
time, or
wish
have
for
to pick
you
one?
to discuss it with your 5th team member who has left. And you will also be given a 6th team member, and that team member will be chosen by the Varnerman you pick.
Will we have to pick
This way you
one,
will be back up to your normal 7.
the one we pick? Will it be different? Can we pick a different one for every mission, or it's like we pick it and that's our permanent chaperone?
Your next mission will be on a different continent. Whichever one you pick, you will be stuck with for quite some time.
Okay.
We are very discouraged to see one of you die in front of us, to give us little to no information. But I'd like to use that as perhaps a lesson about the seriousness of the matters that we have at hand.
No, wait. We choose this one.
Mjolkarth?
No.
So anyway, he says go back to and find your 5th friend, and we will discuss it amongst yourselves, and we will reconvene after Lyrix's funeral tomorrow. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any
was some
other
good
matters before we continue? All right, meeting is adjourned, and they all get up to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So, Agios, where are you right now in world?
I'm in the Adventurers Guild now. 'Cause
I
followed
know
the dude
John.
back.
Are
It's
you where you're are you just in the room that you were in before you came to this during the short rest?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with you all know where that is, and that's a fair first place to check. So the 4 of you go to meet up with Agios. And Agios, you can say with certainty that Lyrix's body was handled with care and was
Yeah.
just brought to a mortician to prepare him for the her for the funeral.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna say
Very- very nice tuxedo.
I want to oversee her funeral as I did Connie's.
Who do you say that to?
Everyone.
You say that in the court right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would have been before everyone started to leave. So if you say you chime in when she goes, any other issues before we Gorm said that, and you say just one, I wish to oversee the funeral for Lyrix. And they look amongst themselves for a second, and Lisa will chime in and say, there is a traditional Adventurers Guild funeral that we normally abide by, but given the circumstances by which Lyrix had perished, I think that we can agree to that as long as you discuss it with the mortician first, and we trust his judgment to ensure that it is a proper funeral.
Mm-hmm. What is the idea of a proper funeral here?
I mean, it's a very loose. We simply wish to make sure that the ceremony is respectful and celebratory of the life that she received.
Okay.
You know, I've heard how she came about you all, and she wasn't to be involved in the mess that you've all been in. And it is unfortunate that if anyone were to perish, it would have to be almost a bystander.
1 week in the group and dead.
I mean, get it to yourself.
I'm gonna say I want
I
to.
gave him ample warning. I do not feel
Yeah.
bad.
Several.
Yeah.
No.
I want to say in my tribe where I'm from, it is very cold and it is.
Gorm will literally interrupt you and say, if it is a Goliath funeral, then it will be nothing but respectful. And I think that everyone at this table will know that. And everyone kind of nods. Because Goliath funerals differ tribe to tribe, but there are none that are barbaric. You know what I mean?
All right.
And so Lisa says, I think I speak when I say that we're absolutely fine with that agreement then.
Okay. All right. I'll treat your body good, Lyrex. Don't worry.
Don't worry, Max.
Okay. So now you guys all meet up in Agios's room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm burning incense.
So, Agios, what do you guys have to say amongst yourselves?
Have they like just walked in or something?
Yes, they just walked in. Oh my god, I have to.
Oh, hello, everybody.
What'd you say? Oh my gosh, what?
No, don't worry. Just a bunch of people.
I think that I would tell him what they had discussed, and I would say this situation honestly has really upset me, and that, you know, our friend did that to try to show that we're trustworthy. I think that honestly this whole situation is a big threat as far as the Iriginamono go, and I think that it's important that they are dealt with. So I'm willing to work with the guild. I think that...
Did you see Daniel's message to you, Remy?
I did not.
It's in the Roll20 chat. However, Daniel, just so you know, Kargar would have also had to have been privy to it since he is creating the telepathic.
I will pass it
I'm
on.
aware.
Yes.
I'm aware.
Okay.
I was just saying it was directed toward Remy.
Yes, that's fine.
Which
That's absolutely fine.
one?
That's my response.
I see turtles and dragonic discipline. Is
Oh
it
no,
further down?
roll 20. In roll 20.
Scroll way
Oh.
down in Roll20.
So as you're like telling me this, I'm like just polishing my sword with holy water.
Hmm.
And I'm just here
Holy water.
with my little turtle thing, and it's just like, all right.
And I
I'll
say-
fix, you know.
I mean, out loud, I'll say
Whatever you think,
they're not.
Roscoe.
They're not punishing us. They're actually. I mean, I guess we're gonna have a chaperone, but that's also backup because Bink and the Origirimono are such a big deal, and Bink.
Yeah,
is
the
gender
chaperone was
producer.
definitely double fold because they
Yeah.
don't want you all to die.
Yes, and they're not punishing us. They're not court-martialing us. They're not censuring us. They're not demoting us. They're not kicking us out of the guild or money or punishment.
Yeah.
So
At this
Would
point, I
I-
like stop polishing. I look up and say, which Varnaman is joining us?
And I
we
say
have to decide.
we get to choose which Varnaman. The way I feel is that it should
I'm
be
gonna
someone.
bring you guys back to the other room just so you can see all the.
Yeah.
Max, who would you say is the fun one?
Okay. Can I finish what I was saying
Easily the
first
drunk.
before you joke?
Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say I would prefer to have someone whom has already shown us that they can be fair in their respects to the I keep blanking the Jin fighters. I think we need someone who we know will make the best decision for the care of other people. I know that there are a lot of Varnamen that seem more powerful or, you know, can be more sneaky, but I think that we should really find someone that would gel well with the group that we know already has shown kindness towards us and will take the things we do with a good tint instead of a bad view. Do you know what I mean?
Max, which one is the drunk one again?
The cat.
Valeria.
And I say
Okay.
Lyric's death has really upset me, and
Alright.
I don't like that she died how she did for us and for the information. I know that there's been mistakes in the past, but our main goal is, I think, should be one, laying Lyrics to rest, and I would like to take revenge for her, the rest of her men that were downed, because that's what she
I don't know that
wanted.
I don't know that revenge is necessary. She knew the curse and then chose to break it. And then
I'm
the
not
djinn
talking about
magic
that.
happened.
I'm talking about the rest of her squadron or whatever.
Oh, well, yeah, that's
this
the
point, I
Origiri
like-
Mono
Which
anyway,
is,
yeah.
I know, which it aligns.
Yeah.
At this point, I stop polishing my sword and I place it down. Stand up and I grab Remy by the shoulder with a look of reassurance. At this point, you can tell I'm not wearing a helmet, and I just say, "I think you're right." And in our choice with the Varnaman, I think we have a clear two distinct options. Frankly, the rest of them I almost despise at this point.
Oh.
But I think cooperation is a very important thing with the adversaries that will come against us.
And I say, no matter what we do, I think that this Varnaman is to be used as someone to help us. I think that if they end up not being or aligning with what we feel is right, that this guild may not be for us, and that I don't care if they wish to court-martial us or whatever they're thinking. I will do what's for the betterment of the people and to protect them than to simply follow rules that don't align with how I feel. Do you not agree?
Which two were Agios talking about?
To answer your question, Kaga, I was thinking Gorm, as we've known him for, apparently you guys have known him for a long time, and as we've seen, he knows Revivify, which could be quite helpful in a lot of situations.
Mhm.
And
I would disagree on picking him.
I also am leaning less towards Gorm, and you might find this surprising, but Nito seems to be a good
Okay.
choice.
The reason why I don't want Gorm is not because he is fair. He is. He does trust us, and he has shown that. But that's my reasoning, because he already trusts us. He already likes us.
Oh,
We need somebody new to trust us, and we can gain their trust.
I love that. Yes, take someone who actually might not like us that much and we can
But
prove ourselves.
here's the
I kinda
thing:
like that.
is then we're gonna spend every second trying to prove ourselves and
No,
not
we'll
and
just- we'll
not
just spend every
not be
second doing that
focusing
and doing our
on
regular-
getting revenge for Lyrics and doing our job and doing
No,
what
we're
we
not-
need to do.
No, listen. The Varnaman is going to be against the Origiri Mono too. They said we're going over to the continent to do anti-Jin stuff and anti-Origiri Mono stuff. So
But
literally,
guys, remember,
that's
they're gonna
gonna
be
part of
leading
the
us.
Revenge that you want to do.
They're gonna
And
be
I'm
they're
saying-
gonna be leading us. They're gonna be calling the shots. If they're not gonna
No,
like
they
us.
They didn't say
No,
that.
they literally did. They
They-
literally
they-
did.
Kyle, they did say that. They said that the Varnaman would act as a captain.
Okay, that's fair. I apologize for that then.
Yeah.
But what I would say is that on the
We would
idea
hopefully
that-
have someone that would respect our wishes and to take our thoughts into consideration, not someone who just hates us, that would like us to be dogs and do exactly what they say, and anytime we
I
think for
would
ourselves
say,
or
though,
say
I
anything
wasn't
for
saying
ourselves,
somebody
they would be like
who hates us.
insubordination.
Yeah, I don't think he meant that someone hates us. He just meant somebody who's neutral, and that way we can sway them. I think is all. Yeah.
Well, you
That's
said
what
it
I'm
should be
trying to
someone who
say.
dislikes us.
What if we bring Lisa as an opportunity to get her killed?
No.
I would add that when you said Nito, I will say that in my dealing with him, he did seem straight and to the point, but almost to a negative capacity. But he was smart
Nito-
enough to pick up what I was putting down, and so I actually have no problem with Nito. But
I
Also,
thought
he
that
made-
he was rather combative, and
Nita seems the
he
most capable.
he wasn't able to look emotionally into things slash he
that,
wasn't good with understanding things unless they were very direct. So if we did
See,
have
I think
problems
I'd
with
be the
him
opposite. I
and
think his unemotion.
appealed to his emotions or his sense of right and wrong, he would be like, no, it's by the book. Like, this is how it has to be.
Just seems more
Yeah.
reserved. I didn't see any of that. Just
I
saw it
will
as-
quickly bring up that you guys also don't need to make a decision necessarily like first thing you enter the meeting tomorrow. It was brought up that you could discuss with them and ask questions.
Okay, that's fair too.
Yeah.
If you come to a decision on your own, that's absolutely fine. Just
I
remind
will
me.
say though that Nito, his whole thing is that he deals with miscellaneous, so that could come in handy overall because everybody else is so specialized otherwise. Like Gorm is only holy warfare, and like this person's only stealth.
I
This person's
think-
only
I think it's not
I will
only
say, Kyle,
about what
even
their
though-
powers are, but who they are as people.
And also, even ignoring what their specialization is,
Yeah.
they are all completely competent in any situation.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I still suggest Nito because, from my understanding, he has also been essentially scorned by the Varnamen, despite
Yeah.
being one himself. So
I agree.
he would have empathy with us towards that.
Is that a correct assumption, Max? That we got that was I think I remember some kind of otherism going on there.
He was upset because he wanted to be the stealth, and he didn't get it. You do know that. I wouldn't necessarily relate that to I wouldn't necessarily relate that to scorn for the Varnerman. He has clearly shown by his interaction with Kyle that his true allies are the other 10 Varnermen.
Yes.
But the truth of the matter is, other than your interaction with you people, and you can view how you guys have interacted and however you want, the Varnermen have shown nothing other than good. The Varnermen have shown nothing but they are true allies both to each other and all of each other's subordinates. You've seen no evidence other than what you can interpret however they've treated you to suggest that anyone has ever had an issue with anyone else. I guess an issue is a strong word, but anything seriously problematic.
I want to say I don't think he's the first choice, my first choice at all. To be fair,
What do you think who do you think would be the best and why? Like, if we're not taking into consideration their like specializations, but maybe their personalities and their the way they lead our group and the way that we would gel, like.
refresh me who was my nose and who was my yes.
Oh, with who would have picked you and who wouldn't have picked you?
Obviously, I remember he didn't pick me and he didn't pick me. Is that?
Wait, who just said that? Kaiser? Donzo definitely picked you.
Never mind. I forgot if he picked the soldier in me, even though I don't like him as a person.
I honestly don't remember. I don't have that chart anymore.
I think Nito is the clear choice.
I didn't think I would need it again.
All right,
Real
can
quick.
you remind
Go ahead.
Can you remind us of each of the personalities? Like, obviously he's
Yes,
the,
I
I'm
can
Spartan,
give you a rundown of each of them in 1 second. But I think Angelo had something to add.
Fine. Just remember, as a party, it isn't only the ideals and personalities that you have to worry about. You also have to worry about how the fighting style and mannerisms of said Varnament will affect your party in the long run. Such as, me as an outsider, I believe that Gorm is a good choice. However, I believe that it could lead to some, let's say, disagreements in the future. But that isn't exactly a negative. I'm just saying that that's something that could happen. And these are all just assumptions by me. But that's all I want to say, that you have to remember that it isn't only the party, like, what's the word? Continuity that you have to worry about. It's that how they can all work as a team and continue to work as a team as a well-functioning oiled machine.
In universe, did like a servant just come in and then say that and then leave?
No, I was about to say, like, the thing is, we don't know the majority of them and how they fight. We just know how he fights.
Right. I know that.
I can tell you flat out how all of them fight, as that is public information.
Right.
Yeah. And personality stuff.
What I want to say is, like, Lisa, from what we've seen of her, I mean, she does deal with law and order, and she didn't like any of us for some reason, and she was very, like, strict, but she's very law-oriented, so everything's by the book.
Didn't she say yes to Daniel, though?
She said yes to a lot of
No,
us.
I think she meant didn't like any of you just now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think
And
that
also,
she's very by the book. So if we were to disagree with her, she would have a big to do with that.
I guess what I'm thinking, though, guys, is we did join a semi-military organization, and sometimes you follow orders. Sometimes
No, I did not join because of that. They said that we would do good. There's a lot of people who will not do everything by the book, by law and order. I will not follow a law strictly because it's a law. I would follow a law because it aligned.
You were told early on that you could disobey a direct order. You would just need to justify it to the council, to the Varnament.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be harder given the current circumstances than it would have been before, but it is still not at all beyond the realm of possibility.
Couldn't we just disagree with this direct order?
Then we'd probably
You could try.
not be able to do anything.
Well, here's the thing: if Bink, who is a Jin fighter, and these are the Rhinemen, they're scared shitless. What are we gonna do?
Well, what
Yeah,
are we
they're
gonna
not
say? We're not gonna.
They're sending. Go ahead.
The only reason we're even here is because we have knowledge that they can't get.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
Besides that, we are nothing.
I think that their reasoning is they're sending that person to protect us and to keep us in line. But I think that
you get the feeling it's much more to protect you than it is to keep you.
I think that if we were gonna be like, oh no, we're gonna do it by ourselves, they would outright refuse, and then we'd have to either be disciplined or leave the guild. I think.
No, I would just say that they would say, no, you'll die. Like, you will die. The Bink will kill you. Bink will murder you.
Right, and if we still chose to do that, that would be against direct orders. So we'd either have to leave the guild or be severely
why
punished.
would we choose to do that? Why wouldn't we take the help?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, guys. Who keeps trying to get through that I can't hear? And me. Go ahead, Dalton.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that, even though Irgamur is important, we are not prepared to run into one. Because, sure, we've run into one before, but it was clearly a new member, and Bink is one of their top. And now that we've run into the Jin, we've nearly taken down another new member, we've dealt with an upcoming one. If we continue to go after them, we're gonna die. They're gonna go after us, we're gonna die. So we should bring that up and mention to them, hey, if we do something else, slowly gain stronger, and then we join them in the fight against the Urgamon and the Jin, then it'll end up being better than if they just toss us in right now, even with.
I don't think this is a direct fight against Urgamon right now. I think this is going to a different continent for further intel. This is just more of the same of what we've been doing.
I think that it would also be hard to not to just let them do whatever they want until we get stronger, because they will also grow stronger. And they will set up more grounds and get more people and everything. I think that in their position, they can't just ignore them, especially now that they know that they have Binks as one of the figureheads. I think that it needs to be dealt with now. We can't just wait to get bigger. Yes, ideally we would. And I think that's why they want to send someone with us. But I don't think in their mind's eye they would just be like, cool, go level up and do these quests. They already told us they wanted to stop doing side quests.
The solution, Max. I think we need a training montage and we all go up 5 levels. Sound good?
Ba-da-ba, no.
Alright, so it sounds like we need to go to tomorrow, pick up Arnaman, and then get on our
Okay.
merry way.
So
Yeah, but Max was going to give us a rundown of their personalities and their fighting styles before we
Yeah.
actually go to the meeting. Yeah.
Okay.
and then maybe we can give out our final picks for whom we think would work out best, and kind of like if we have more questions, we can ask questions. But it's good to kind of hash it out and figure out what we want to do.
Yeah, so let's
Alright.
get a general idea of who we're looking at specifically going in.
Who's a fast
Lisa,
typer
Lisa.
and who's good at notes, and they can write down
All
what
right,
Max is
guys,
saying.
shut up. It's time to listen.
No, I know. I'm saying.
Well,
I'm
no,
saying,
hold on. He was relevant. Who can type quickly and take the notes of what I'm about to?
I
Yes.
gotcha.
All right,
Okay.
Deacon's got us. Lisa is mostly about law and order. Almost all of her subordinates are monks. She is the one, however, who initially added in the about orders being able to be contested. She does believe in fair and justness above all else. It's just that in her mind's eye, she views herself and most of the other Vark as very fair and just. So it's hard to argue an order with her because everything has already been written with most situations accounted for. Having said that, she is not unopen to change. Elise runs the Blood Hunters. Elise's personality is very it's very go get 'em. It's very I don't want to necessarily say soldiery, but she's a very honorable warrior type of person. Gorm, I feel like I don't have to describe. Would someone like me to anyway?
Sure. Rehash.
Gorm is all about what he believes to be truly morally just. He believes that above all else, doing the right thing is the most important thing, and that's what he most commonly advocates for. He believes in the goodness inside of people, and he believes that people need to be proven bad, not just people are bad. Hitsugaya is the youngest and can be very hot-headed and very full of himself. He is not strong. Like, it's not like he doesn't deserve to be full of himself. He's the youngest Varnerman to ever exist. But he'd be the kind of person who, when an order got contested, to try and shove it down your throats and then potentially apologize later on. Slanesh is an oddball. You don't know a lot about him. You know that he's a warlock and that he takes in misfit people. And you know that he's the way people talk about him, he sounds immensely powerful, but you don't actually have much evidence to support it. He's very quiet, not Nito quiet, but he doesn't speak up as much as the rest of the group, and he prefers to listen. Easegraph is a divination wizard who is very good at divining information. He tends to be very understanding and try to listen to all sides of an argument. Hargens is all about revering nature. Above all else, he believes that the world needs to be protected by stronger forces.
What was the name of the last person you just said? I'm sorry.
Easegraph.
Easegraph.
So Hargens would not necessarily be very strict about orders, but if he felt that something needed to get done, he needs it to get done. You know little to nothing about Nito other than your experience with Galeria is constantly drunk and seems very fun. She is put together and knows what she is doing, but she's not necessarily suited to an immense leadership role. Mjolkarth is very heavy about knowledge, very heavy about science, but he does care for his men, and from what you hear, he's not the kind of guy who'd want to put his men in harm's way. Danzo is very militant. He would treat you more like soldiers than anyone else. Not necessarily like soldiers, but more similarly than any of the other members. He would be the most fierce about his orders must be followed. And he is very much against fleeing combat. He'd rather die than run away from a fight. He also... I guess that's all you really know about him, now that I think about it.
Well,
He's a centaur fighter.
Would Lyrics have told us anything? In like downtime conversations?
Not that you
No?
wouldn't. Not that I wouldn't have just told you.
Between these two, I'll be fine.
So Kaiser is leaning towards one of the magic. You guys don't strong magic users.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I said a warlock would be good. I said that as well.
I think we need another magic, like an actual full-on magic user to help us out, like balance it a little bit, because we're a lot of fighting hitters.
Yeah, that is a very good point. I never thought about that. Like, we literally have a paladin and two fighters. Two paladins, two fighters, a monk, and then what is your total going to be, Sean?
Seems like
An artificer.
I'm an artificer.
That's like a half. That's artificers have spells, kind of. But
I'm just saying, like, we're like half magic.
Dude, my AC could be 24 right now.
We probably need someone with like at least AOE.
Who wants to throw my shell?
I will say that I would be, because the Varnermen are so immensely powerful, I personally would be less concerned about team composition, although it is not necessarily something to be not concerned about at all, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Gameplay-wise, can we assume that we'll be going on most missions by ourselves and they'll stay back at the base, kind of a thing, or will they be actively in the party?
You would need to ask each individual Varnerman how they would plan on doing that, because you can't assume either.
Okay. Gotcha. For fun reasons, I think having the drunk one there would be good, because one, if they're not really that leadership wise, we can probably kind of do what we want. They'll go along with it. But also, like, fun wise, they're not going to be militant or mean, like, because they're drunk and fun and happy.
That's
not
necessarily true. There's mean drunks.
What?
That's not necessarily true. There's mean drunks.
Well, yeah, but from what we've seen, yeah. So that's kind of my two things. I wouldn't mind Nito either.
I wouldn't.
Can you send that somewhere, Ethan, please? The notes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we go with Cat, because if we have a drunkard with us and we get into a situation where I need our Vardaman to be like our representative.
Well, but Max said that she has her stuff together. Like, is she a drunken monk? Like, is it part of her thing, or is she just a drunk? Oh, she's a drunken rogue, so it's got nothing to do with her class. Okay.
Well, it's more so like, even if you got your stuff together, if she gets caught when she's drunk, it doesn't matter.
Okay, that's fair.
Because like, even during when we were being selected, she didn't even care. She was just
this is the second time one of my characters have died. Soon I can come back and picture the boy.
He already trusts us and cares for us. We need an extra person to prove more.
I don't necessarily think that's true.
Well, I don't think we want to go with somebody who hates us, but I think going with somebody who's neutral, then we can sway them positive.
I don't know.
I'd rather have someone that we wouldn't have to I want someone who aligns with my beliefs, who's going for what we're aiming for, who is going to respect us in our decisions. I don't want to have to prove myself to someone. I want to be able to concentrate on our goals. And
both Kyle and Carter would say,
as a person, if you don't want other people to be in the same different beliefs than you.
But what I would also add to that is Kyle and Carter would both say, like, in universe from plays, but Kyle from movies and TV, it's bonds grow. Like, they change. I don't see us going with Gorm as growing anything or changing anything or accomplishing anything in our relationship. But if we can have a relationship that can grow and thrive, I think that's something that both narratively and in universe story-wise just like feels better and plays out better. It'll just be like, man, we took this person that was neutral on us. Now, I'm not saying we pick someone who's evil or crazy. Obviously, we take someone who has like the same goals as us and stuff. But we take someone who doesn't know about us, who's iffy, and we turn them into our best friend. And I feel like we'll feel accomplished from doing that.
I think you're assuming just because someone generally is on our side means that you can't grow in relationship. You can definitely grow a familiar bond and grow together as a group, because right now he would be an outsider. And I think that if you're doing it just for fun as opposed to I just really think he's a good fit for the group.
I was more referring to we need someone to
You're-
gain more trust in that place.
I will just chime in and say that the Varnermen have stated that they trust you. Like, if they didn't trust you, they wouldn't be sending you on such important missions with whatever knowledge you have or not.
What I meant is, like, we need to get to know more characters besides Gorm. I feel like we
I would agree.
know Gorm. Like, obviously we don't know everything about him, but, like, I want to know more about other characters the ones that we already met.
I would also add to that it can't hurt to have someone else in our corner. Like, we can look to Gorm and say, hey, you found us, you trust us, we trust you. But, like, to have someone else in our corner be like, we went on 20 adventures with you. You know what I mean? Like, to have someone else in our corner would be good, but I also like the whole getting to know and exploring their character thing, too. I'm just looking at the notes now.
Plus,
I
who
think
knows?
I think
We may gain him to actually love us.
I think we can all rule out Lisa.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that blood hunting is so specialized. I mean, it's cool, but like
That's actually a good idea, Kyle. You guys should start message chat who you can already rule out, so
Exactly.
that you have
That's
a fewer pool to discuss from.
Yes, exactly. So I think none of us have really stood up for Elise, and I don't think like anything about her stands out. The blood hunter part is kind of cool, but otherwise not really attracted to her. So can we all agree we don't really care about Elise?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Gorm we're iffy on, so we'll keep Gorm in. Hitsugaya is strong but full of himself. The full of himself could be a negative, but if he's strong enough to be a Varnerman this young, I think we shouldn't take that into account necessarily. He is adamant, but I don't know. Was anybody looking at Hitsugaya as a choice?
I don't mind him.
Nah.
Who?
Hitsugaya.
The turtle.
Little turtle boy that kills big
The
monsters.
turtle guy. Yeah, the gunslinger turtle.
I wouldn't mind him, but at the same time, I think we need somebody to start off with to understand. I would say no on him.
But the thing is, I would wonder if because he's young, he might be more likely to end up in our corner because he knows what it's like to start out as like, I don't know. But okay. Yeah, so we can keep him in since we're indecisive on that. Slanesh, we talked about the spell part. I would be pro keeping Slanesh in.
I would say, at the very least, if he likes to listen and is wise, according to what Deacon wrote, I would be. If we don't choose Gorm, I guess I would lean more towards that one. Although I hardcore would prefer Gorm.
And then Isgraf, really powerful. Divination could come in handy.
But if you think about it, Max isn't gonna just divine everything for us.
Well, no, but it could be a storytelling tool if we're talking out of character for a moment. So it's like it would be a thing where like instead of having to have a pro,
it wouldn't. He wouldn't tell us ahead of time what good decisions.
So real quick, I wasn't necessarily going to tell you guys this, but since it might sway your decision, it's a little. In my head, I wasn't going to say this because I think it's a meta, but your decision seems to be a little meta in the sense of you're assuming how I will play a character. So I'm going to put that to rest real quick and just PSA so everyone knows. Hell is joining the campaign as whichever Varnerman you choose. So don't treat this as how would Max play the Varnerman. Treat this as how is the Varnerman going to be played.
I'm a turtle.
Guess we should ask the question then, Hellbound, what kind of character do you want to play?
No, I think that we can't make that our decision.
Completely up to you because I'm perfectly fine with playing any kind.
Okay.
However,
he's gonna play.
Now that I know that, Max, you've now fucked with Kyle because Kyle is gonna go even more meta now. I want to force Hell to play. I want to force him to play Gorm or Lisa because I want him to have to play someone who's all about truth and justice and law. And so,
Kyle,
that's fine with me.
The
Kyle.
complete
I'll play
opposite.
whatever you want me to play, but
What were we gonna say?
Yes, Hell and I discussed it, and he is going to roleplay to the character description I give him.
Okay.
If he ever does
100%
something
I'm
that in
going to-
my head breaks the line, I'll message him privately about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I will follow anything that Max wants me to play, and I believe that typically when I play a character, I usually like to rip off the cuff and play how I would play. But playing as someone else has described a character to me is something entirely different, and I believe that I would have a lot of fun playing that.
That's a new idea. Yeah, that's fresh. Yeah.
But before, it is a lot of fun. But anyway, the only reason I told you guys this was I didn't make a decision based on how you thought that I would be using the character.
Okay.
I know how Andrew's gonna play the character, but I'm dead.
Well, no, that's the thing. I think Andrew just admitted that he won't play it how he usually would. He'll play it how the character
I'm
is
gonna be
described.
playing
Yeah.
completely different.
Okay.
Sean.
So
I'm gonna be
let's
playing 100%
Okay.
different.
let's
So
keep
we can
going on the
going
list.
down. Yes, I was just gonna say that. Okay.
Huggins?
So we'll keep both magic users in. Not this track, but if he felt something needs to be done, very bad of the fact, knows very little. Nature is very important, needs to be preserved. Which animal is Hargans?
What?
What?
Sorry, not animal. Wow. Sorry, which
That's
race is
racist.
Hargans?
That's
Yeah,
I
racist.
meant to say which race.
Racist, dude. Don't even
Halfling.
Okay.
Half out of your animal.
Which animal? You know why? Because I'm so used to dragon people and cat people, and like, so I it just came as my animal.
don't even try and defend yourself.
Okay.
I would say this last page, I don't care for any of these people.
I like Kyle likes science, but that doesn't help. Kargar. So yeah, I don't care about Kargar. Wouldn't care about science. Definitely not Donzo, and I would be okay with Nito. So
Can we spend the week thinking about this?
You could ask for that.
I-
Oh, the week out of game?
Yeah.
I feel like
Because it
he
seems
would
like
need
we're
some
just
time to
running around
prepare.
in circles right
Well,
Do you
I
want
think
to
no
do
matter
the
how long
funeral?
we do this,
I really think we could get down to it. We could because we just eliminated 4 or 5 right
So
there.
I was going to end after you guys picked your Varnaman, but I would rather you guys pick now because it gives Hell a week to prepare.
Fair.
Yeah. So I think we did eliminate a bunch just now. So let's make like a kind of new list. Somebody write these down.
Alright, so
We kept in Gorm. We kept in Hitsugaya and Slanesh and Isgraf.
so far these are all the no's, right?
No, I'm saying these are the ones we kept in. I'm leaving out the no's.
No, I'm just saying these are the no's, right? All these people right in this side.
Oh, are you typing?
Yeah,
Where are you typing?
No, look at the map, bro.
oh, I don't know who they are on the map, so that doesn't help. But
Oh yeah, I don't
They
know who
have
they
their
are on the
names
map.
below
It's
them.
not-
Yeah, all the ones in the list
Not
are the
ours.
most.
I don't have any of the
I
names,
don't
please.
see any names. Did you click
Oh.
Can see?
Yeah.
You have to click C, like show.
No, we hadn't definitively said no to Nito. Did you just cross out? Is this Nito here?
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
Nito's a good fit.
Well, yeah, that's something we can further cross out later. But I think right now the only initial discussion, guys, was which ones do we definitively delete, which I was reading off. So
Okay.
the ones we definitively deleted on our first pass, because I want to make this as democratic as possible. We definitively deleted Lisa, Elise, and then on the second page we said we didn't care about Hargans.
Oh wait,
I was like,
Oh,
does
wait,
anybody
Max,
care about
who's
Hargans?
didn't we
with
cross
Turtle?
out Hitsugaya?
Who's
No,
friends
we
with
didn't.
Turtle?
Hitsugaya, we were mixed. Hitsugaya, we were mixed. So that's why I'm
What do you mean
keeping it
he's
I'm
incensed?
sorry. What? Who? Hold on a second. Who's friends with the turtle? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
who's friends with Turtle?
No
What
one.
do you mean?
Say we're having
You're
an
gonna get
important
invited
discussion,
no
Sean.
matter
Get
what.
your ass together.
Sean, you're gonna get invited in no matter what. That's not the thing. Okay.
I know who's friends with Turtle.
Okay.
Get
so
outta
Jess,
here.
I left
That's my
Hitsugaya
choice.
in because we were mixed on him. We weren't definitive. Okay. So no one cared about Hargan, so we took them out. Galeria, I had said maybe too, but other people said no, so we can take
Mm-mm.
Galeria out. We had taken out Donzo, and we were mixed on both Mokarth and Nito, so we'll leave that.
I think you're the
I
only one who
believe-
liked those, Kyle.
I liked
No,
Nito
I'm not,
too, and
Jess.
so did Augie.
Oh.
Way too harsh, Jess. Several people
I
said they
will.
were
I will say I don't think anyone's voting for Mule, so we'll
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah,
can
I
take
like him,
Mokarth.
but I don't think he's like one of my top
Yes.
choices.
100% we can take him out. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So we
So
took
how many-
Mokarth
how
out,
many
but
do we
some
have?
people did vote for Nito.
You
so
have
we'll leave
Nito,
Nito.
Eastcraft, Slanesh, Hitsugaya, and Gore.
Okay.
That's 5.
The-
That's
the-
5.
to clear up just because I heard you say it before, I think you misread. Hitsugaya is adamant on his ideals, but isn't insensitive.
Oh, okay.
So of
Are
those
any
five,
of these people racist to turtles?
stop it.
One of them is
so
the
of
turtle,
these-
so no.
Of these five, why don't we all pick one, and then if there's in the vote, if there's a consensus, we can do it, and if there's not,
If we're gonna do that, I think what we should do is pick your top 3 and PM them to me, and I will let you guys know who got the highest ranking in that manner.
Okay.
And we can discuss from there.
I like that.
I like that.
And, then,
Do
and
you
I
want-
think if somebody wants to veto it because they absolutely hate it, they could make their case. But yeah,
Can
I like
I hold
that.
that?
No.
Should we do like a do we do the poll EV so we can just like do it in real time?
No, we just all send it to
Max
Max. We'll figure it out.
yeah,
No,
send that
yeah,
to-
just
do
PM,
it over,
PM it to me. That way it's anonymous.
No, even the poll is anonymous.
No, just like
Oh,
say
no,
like
I
what.
don't care about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. Just send me your top 3 in order from your preferred to your least preferred.
Yeah, and then
And whoever, I will bring up whoever is the most preferred, and you can discuss it from there. And if for whatever reason your most preferred doesn't get selected, then we can go to the second most, etc.
I can't see any of the names.
So yeah,
Wait, no, guys, it's in the deconsenta thing into Discord. There's a document that has all the names in there.
Yeah, no. Who do I not like?
Now, Sean isn't technically there because the turtle's not there, but Sean gets a vote, right?
Yeah.
no.
No, Sean doesn't technically. Okay.
Okay, here's my vote anyway.
Really?
Yeah, they're in order.
Sean died. That's a good point. You died. Lyrics died. Your vote died with Lyrics.
I'm the 6th vote. I can make it even. I can make the vote go either way. I am the wild card.
No,
No,
you're dead.
your vote doesn't matter.
I killed myself and now I have an AC of 24.
I have a feeling something ain't right there, but
Yeah.
If I'm in my shell, I'm 24 AC.
oh, and you're never mind. I thought you
Yeah.
meant
No,
just
no.
standing around.
Your shell's still 17 because
Yeah,
it's-
I have armor and I have a shield.
your shell, just your shell by itself is naturally 17. So it can't-
17 plus the armor makes it 18 plus the shield makes it 20.
Okay, man. Never mind.
And then I'm just gonna be a little turtle, like, yeah, I'm going to just smash into
About
people.
turtles. Stop talking about turtles. I'm thinking about environment.
I'm just the third one.
I'm thinking about first. God damn.
I'm a
Well, I
turtle.
already decided 2 of the magics.
I'm a turtle.
Alright. All in favor that we're gonna have his character slowly die? Say aye.
I
I
Aye.
don't even know what I disagreed to. Like, I just said say I. Just agree.
Ay.
Aye, aye, aye.
What are you doing?
So Max, I'm
What are
assuming
you
you're doing like a
sending?
point by thing. How you got like one is worth 3 points.
No!
Your first choice is worth 3 points. Your second choice is worth 2 points. Your third choice is worth 1 point.
Oh, okay. So I gotta rearrange that.
Alright.
Who just said that? Kaiser?
Can I include a fourth one as an honorable mention worth 0 points?
Sure.
I only really have 2 that I think would work well, and my third one
Put
I
your
was like,
third
well,
in as a 0.5, Jess.
huh?
I put your third in as a 0.5 because of
Okay.
what you said.
Yeah, I was like,
Whatever
third,
one.
like, I don't hate this one, but I don't like him.
I figured the 0.5 would push him above if he got the most votes, but bring him down if he had to be a tiebreaker. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I'm just sad about my death. I'm gonna go to my student while he's dead.
Huh.
And now I should prepare lyrics for the other campaign.
Huh.
For future stuff.
So what level will I be coming in on?
We are current.
Your character is pre-made.
Okay.
Ah, he's level 20.
I
Got it.
know. I just wanted to question what level I'd be coming in as. So,
Depends which island it is.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, each Varmin's a different level.
Oh,
Will he also gain experience and grow at the same rate we will, or will he grow slower?
No,
The
because
same,
higher, or-
not the same rate, but he will gain. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
So whoever
Also,
you bring will become stronger
Are
later
we
fights.
leveling up from turning these?
You will be leveling up at the end of this session. Yes.
Woo!
Oh, I become level
Okay,
7?
I have the votes tallied. So
Okay.
based on everyone's
Please.
based on everyone's choices, Slanesh is number 1. How do we feel about that?
Who the
I
fuck
like
voted
it.
for some
I'm with it.
I'm also going to go ahead and take a moment here and straight up cross out Hitsugaya, who got a measly 1 point.
Ooh, poor guy.
As far as I say, if it's not going to be Gorm, then Slanesh is the only other person I actually think would be a maybe okay fit. Yeah.
Well,
Let's
these two
continue in here,
are.
number 2 and 3.
I did have to do 3. The third one I did was just someone I didn't hate.
Oh,
No,
I
I
think
mean,
you meant
do
to
the
Max.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Who number 2 and 3 are on the poll.
Yes, and I can give you point values if you'd like. Number 1 was Slanesh at 10 points. Number 2 was Easegraph at 8.5, and I gave him a 0.5 because he was Jess's third, but she wasn't hell-bent on him. And number 3 was Nito at 7.
Nito got pretty high. Oh,
Yeah.
if I only put him first, he would have got it.
Slanesh got, I mean, to be fair, Slanesh kind of knocked it out of the...
Yeah.
He did.
All right. We got the warlock that we barely even know, but I think
I think we like the next.
Well, I think the fact that they said that he was fair and liked to listen and stuff like that, that's
Uh-huh.
why I picked him as number 2.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, I think it was these two that were kind of similar in that, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, kind of.
They're not entirely not similar.
Yeah, they're not entirely not similar.
Well, what I'm
Yes.
saying is like they were going to be fair, weren't they?
Quite a lot of them were very fair.
Yeah, a lot of them have, like, I think a lot of them were, at least they tried to be fair, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
But-
so
All of them, 100% of the Varnermen will try to be fair.
Yes.
Yeah, they just have different ways of going about it and different personalities. So, now that we've got our top 3, I think we go into this meeting and we ask our questions. And then we'll decide, based on that, what we think.
I thought this was the deciding thing that we were doing. Do you have
No,
questions?
you're still allowed to ask the Varnerman questions,
Okay.
so someone is not necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
I think we
I guess-
are on Slanesh.
Yeah, we're all based on Slash at the moment.
I guess my only question, I think, would be, like, was it a unanimous that, like, would all the Varnermen even go with us? Or is it like with the choosing thing where, like, if we ask them and they're like, oh, I don't want to go with you. You know what I mean? Or, like,
You can ask that tomorrow. So real quick, before we get to the meeting, we do have one other thing we must do. And that is bright and early in the morning, there's a huge crowd gathered outside the Adventurers Guild Fortress.
which means we've all long rested.
Yes. Jesus Christ. So anywho, at the front of the crowd is members of the Adventurers, whoever could make it. And ahead of them are the 11 Varnermen and you 5. And Remy, I believe you have stacked Lyrix's body on a funeral pyre, yes?
Indeed.
Before you go up to light it, Donzo approaches the pyre. Do you do anything about that?
I do not. I would chant before I lit it on fire, so if people wanted to come up, they definitely could.
Okay, so you start chanting. Donzo walks up and he pulls out Tron's shoes, if you all recall. And he places Tron's shoes on the funeral pyre, and with a quick tear in his eye that he wipes away, he turns around to the Adventurers Guild to declare, I have chosen Lyrix as my 7th general from now into the afterlife. May Tron's shoes rest with her. And he steps down.
I turn around and I say, I will make sure that Lyric's wish to revenge his fellow, I don't know what to call them, teammates, squadron, what are they?
Teammates is fine.
Teammates. I will make sure it is done. He would be happy knowing you honored him in this way, or she was be happy. Yeah.
He kind of nods as a thank you. He's clearly trying not to and steps away.
I like to walk up and
And
make a prayer.
you go up and make a prayer while Jess is chanting? You got it. Kaiser, do you do the same?
Yeah, I do the same. I do the prayer. Do his
Okay.
stuff.
You got it. After that's all done, unless anyone has anything else to do, I'm going to assume Jess finishes her chant and lights Lyrix's funeral pyre. And you have a beautiful ceremony for her.
What does she look like before she goes? Did she still have the blue hair, or did she revert to whatever her natural form was?
I believe when a changeling dies, they retain whatever form they died in.
Right.
I could be wrong about that.
Correct.
I wanted to be sure after her body turns to ash that I collect them and blow them off of a high place, as we do in the mountains.
When you do that, Donzo asks that you bury the sword wherever you blow the.
Indeed. I will do
Pull a
that.
crack pipe out.
Alrighty.
Start smoking crack.
Anywho, now we have some exciting shit to discuss before we progress. So, you approach the 11 in the room, and they ask if you have come to a decision.
So who was the person that put the sword on Lyric's
Gonzo.
Gonzo.
Lyrix's former commander.
I guess we had one question before we proceed. At least I did. Have you all accepted the idea of coming with us, or could you refuse or reject our group or the mission?
As you all are addressing the group, it's a pretty easy perception. So I'm going to say you notice a very deep wound on Lisa's face that was not there the day before.
What?
So anywho, she chimes in, and this is the reason you immediately she spoke. We have decided that as a show of faith, whether we wish it or not, whomever you choose will go with you. We truly wish to extend the feeling of mutual trust, and we cannot demand it without giving it as well.
Can we roll insight on that mark on her face, on the scar or the wound?
I don't know about insight. You could roll perception to investigation actually. Would be
Investigation?
Yeah.
I have a -2, but I will attempt. You guys should try too. I got a flat 10. Well, 12 minus 2.
Okay,
so
Daniel. You can tell. This actually, I was going to give you advantage. Fun fact, Daniel. You can tell that she is ashamed and has wounded herself in a monk way.
Also, I'd also get advantage because I'm a monk. Like, not monk, sorry, I'm a paladin elf.
You get super advantage. But nice nat 20. You can tell, and you telepathically, I imagine you telepathically tell the group that she has done this to herself out of shame.
What's the shame for? We don't. Does Daniel know?
Lyrics
you wouldn't
is
know
death.
that. Daniel wouldn't know that either.
Okay.
Just that she has done this to herself out of shame.
So it's Flagette type.
Was it? Was she the one yesterday that was like she killed herself for no reason? You know, what a waste. Was that her?
She said her exact words were, "Then she died in vain."
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck
I would
her.
wonder if it might be that, because maybe she felt guilty afterwards, but I don't know. Okay. Do they answer my question? Oh, you already said that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My mind went blank for a second. All good. Okay, cool. Anybody else have a question about the top three?
No.
Okay, are we locking in Slanesh then?
Yeah, but I do want to make it known that my choice would have been Gorm, but Slanesh seems fair. And
Do we want to ask, like, in
I
that...
would have also picked Gorm.
I did not pick Gorm at all. It was not in my top
Jess is
three.
the only person that put Gorm on her sheet.
He wasn't even in my top 5.
Oh, so Gorm also only got one.
Yes, but it was a number 1 vote instead of a number.
Oh, I see.
He got more
Okay,
points.
gotcha.
So, I think a lot of us were thinking almost the same thing about Gorm.
So yeah, I guess we'll just say, yeah, we've thought about it, and we would like to ask Slanesh to accompany us.
Yep.
Slanesh stands up, looks at you all, and says, I knew that was the decision to make. And he picks up his orb, and he walks over to the door, and he opens it, and in walks a turtle. And he says, I have already prepared my choice for our 6th adventure.
He's not even the divination guy, but he just knew.
He is not the
guy.
He is not the divination guy, but you know that he through.
you're cutting out.
Max, what'd you say? You broke up.
He is not the divination guy, but you know that he through his.
You cut
You
out.
broke up at the exact same time.
I don't know if maybe it's your wire or something, dude.
I kind of know what you said. I think he said, but we know that he can see the future occasionally through his orb. I think is what you were going to say.
You need a new headset, my friend.
Evidently.
Fuck me, dude.
What
So-
race was Slanesh again? Was he the
What does that look like, friend?
I don't see what you sent.
No, it's in
I
the thing.
full screened.
Is he an orc?
Okay,
I full
I
screen
had
on the
I had
map.
roll 20 minimized. Can you do it again? Oh, is he an orc?
He is indeed an orc.
Wow, that's your second orc now, Andrew.
He is an orc warlock.
What is his patron, if you don't mind me asking?
That is a question for him, not me.
No, but
So
does
anyway-
he already have one, or does Andrew get to pick?
He already has one.
Oh, okay.
So anywho, that's where we're gonna wrap up tonight.
Third
Um,
Oh, well,
Hell,
second.
you
current.
are
Your current
already
character?
in this campaign because I let you design Lucifer. So feel free to view the NPC Slanesh of the Varnament.
He's level 20.
Wait, what?
What?
What's going on?
20. It's a level 20 character.
Who said that? What makes you so confident?
Because I heard.
On most of the
Insane.
bottom of the 20.
Oh my god.
No. Most of the
Wait, I
Varnament
just-
are not level 20.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, wait, what were you just saying about who's Lucifer? And then he already is in the campaign somehow? What were you just saying?
He's already in my NPC.
We can't hear you. All we heard is he's already in our
part of the campaign
NPC.
because Max allowed me to create a level 11 NPC.
Is that the Satan
Yeah.
dude that we fought?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
But he was
I was
also
like,
level
that guy-
11, fun fact.
That guy was Dominius, wasn't he?
No, I let him create Gorm's right-hand man.
Oh, okay. I see.
I am a turtle.
Just to metagame real quick, there are
Interesting.
6 level 20 Varnament. So I guess there are more than half.
Mhm.
1, 2,
How do I save this? I
three.
guess I'll just keep it open.
4. Oh no, there are only 5. I'm sorry.
I think
Wait,
that he'd
what?
have to
That
give
doesn't
you
make sense.
control of it.
And also, is Andrew going to be in the Loot and Scoot D&D Beyond?
I'm
No,
already
there's no
in-
reason to add him.
Mm.
No, you're in the Loot and Scoot NPCs. You're not in the.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting patron, though.
Thank
Who?
you. None of
that-
your
I'm not going to
damn
tell you guys
business,
anything
son.
about this patron,
Kargar
by the
just
way.
asked. He goes, Slash, out of curiosity, who's your patron?
Slanesh would not share that information, so just there's a fun fact for you.
I honestly already know that he wouldn't share that.
Okay. Out of character, Kyle really likes warlocks, and Kyle would like to talk to Andrew about his character.
Your mom.
You
That-
can't
that's not
know.
up for me to decide,
I'm just
Kyle.
gonna slap Kyle's character, like, be more respectful.
No, I just said I'm fine with that. Kyle will ask. Kyle loves warlocks. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah.
All right,
Ooh, I get Eyes of the
Everyone-
Runekeeper? Interesting.
bro, that's my favorite fucking shit. I love warlocks. Anywho,
God, I love
All
Um,
right, Max, this is what I'm doing.
what are you doing?
I get Eldritch
always
Sight
PMs
and
to me for
Eyes of
some
the
reason.
Runekeeper. Bro.
You get what? I'm sorry, what?
Eldritch
That's
Sight and Eyes of the Runekeeper? Bro.
And yeah, dude, that's the way. You must see all.
Right, we level up, right?
You are level 7.
All
And
right.
just so you
Double
guys know,
Sight, Witch
uh,
Sight.
Slanesh is no longer going to be leveling.
Can't hear.
That's perfectly fine. I'm fine with being at the level that I'm at.
Mm.
That's because it's 20, fucker.
Yeah.
Kyle,
So
take
just
4
some
damage.
metagame real quick. Slanesh is one of the four remaining Vardamen who were of the original 11, and those 4 are all level 20. And then there is one other Vardaman who is also level 20, but I'm not going to disclose that information.
It's probably the turtle.
I
So
have an
is-
idea of who that was, Max, but I'm not going to divulge it.
PM me.
Is Andrew going to be
I
nerfed
can't
now, or
minigame
is he
because I
just
already know
level
what
20?
level.
He's
Andrew
also
is level 20 and is
Oh.
playing as an NPC at the moment.
Okay.
He's kind of my co-DM.
Okay.
I can't minigame because I know what the Vardaman's levels are.
How would you know that?
How do you know what the Vardaman's levels are?
'Cause you
Oh,
told them-
because you all
Weeks ago. We talked about it weeks ago.
Yeah. With the
Okay,
secret stuff.
Okay, interesting.
The
Interesting.
secrets.
Okay.
Then I also know the secret stuff
I
as
mean,
well.
I could find out, but I'm not going to. Because I'm
Alright.
not going to do that in character.
I'm gonna end the stream now so we can chit chat and level up.